Let's go.
Let's go. I'm going to wear my Mario hat today.
So, starting the new campaign, we're short of Terry this week because he's getting a house.
Yay for adulting.
Meanwhile, Marcus has spent the last 5 seconds staring at me like he wants to eat me.
Hey guys, welcome to a new campaign. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. My name is Stavlo Droptail. I'm a rogue.
Yeah, with that, might as well introduce your characters, say who you're playing.
I am this fellow right over here. There. I am this fellow right here. Jason Whitaker. I am a chronoturgy wizard who's way out of place.
I will be playing Jadin Fleelil, a trickery cleric Eladrin. I have...
He said Eladrin, not Aladdin.
No, God, no.
Fabulous.
If I wanted a character like that, I would be a genie warlock.
And just for clarity, I am a Harengon Scout Rogue.
He's a bunny.
I'm a bunny man.
Alright.
Yeah, we're short. Like I said, we're short of Terry. He should be here next week because he has adult stuff. So this is going back to the home setting that Marcus is more familiar with. So get these guys up to speed. It's been about 35 years since the last campaign happened, and things have been. You have your occasional skirmish or occasional problem between cities and countries, but for the most part, you know, compared to a demon incursion, everything's been pretty calm. Still only one major continent, because this world's weird like that. And we're actually starting off in the not quite central country, but the more temperate country called Valara, in a small farming community called Inverness. And because I'm unoriginal, just to give you guys some... Marcus is looking for something.
I don't know where the one that I
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, just to give you guys some idea, and because I'm unoriginal, here's a map of Belleville to give you a reference.
Fun.
Where's that?
Belleville.
Belleville.
Yeah, I based this town off of Belleville. Amish country.
I like that. That's cool.
Someone here, everyone here will fight you if you disrespect them.
And we're in Inverness. Huh?
Yes, that is the name of the town. It's a small farming community, and it's time for the weekly farmers market, which is basically in this little area down here. That's where most of the farming stands are set up with produce, meat, fish. You have some auction houses over this way. So, well, you all go ahead and, first I'll shut up a spam risk. Why don't you guys go ahead and roll a d20 and we'll see who's doing what first.
Wow. I got a 19.
18.
9.
Okay, so, Pavlo. Where are you from?
I am from the easternmost island. Doesn't seem to have a name on this map.
It doesn't.
My headcanon is that it's called Easter Island. That's where all the Harengon are from.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah, I'm from there, and I mean, I'm guessing I'm just speaking out of character at this point.
Yeah.
How my character got there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm from the Eastern Island. I basically spent my whole life there, bored and feeling out of touch. I decided to take up adventuring, and with a skill set that happened to match the classic rogue as we know it. And once I got ashore, I think I would have cannot confirm nor deny that maybe I snuck onto a caravan heading to this town and ate their food supplies until I got here. and decided to get a lay of the land. And I will venture towards this farmer's market. I hear people talking about staying far away from the meat section.
You do hear some music as you approach. You hear the occasional person on the street just playing a violin, trying to collect some coin, or, there's a little performance going on a small stage that's been set up. So the first thing that catches your eye as you're going along and trying to seem inconspicuous, which is a little hard considering you're a 4 foot tall rabbit.
Stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, you're getting some weird looks like, what the hell?
When I'm waving back.
Like, people are used to seeing tabaxi, the occasional rat folk. No one's ever seen a 4 foot tall rabbit. Like you say, you try to avoid the meats, and the smell of fish catches your nose. It's like, stay away from that. and as you do, you come across a stand run by a middle-aged human woman who is tending to some books, counting money, happens to look up. Oh, well, hello there.
Oh, hi. Hello.
I don't think I've ever seen one of your kind before.
Do we not come around that often?
Can't say you do.
I must say I'm a stranger. I'm not from around here. I don't see many of your kind either. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, too. I'm Sandy, by the way.
I'm Thavlo.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Thavlo. The way she says it, it's like she's trying to enunciate the word, not trying to, spite your name or anything. It's like, Thavlo. Okay, I got it. Since you're here, would you care to help yourself to some fruits and vegetables? I have apples, grapes, oranges, melons, tomatoes, corns, beans, onions, peppers, turnips, radishes, lettuce, cabbage, pickles, cucumbers.
I'm feeling like lettuce would do me wonderful.
Alrighty then, how many heads would you like then, Mr. Thavlo?
2.
That'll be 2 silver each, Mr. Thavlo.
Do you have change for a gold?
I do.
Then I will give her a gold piece.
I need to remember how much silver goes to a gold.
10 silver, 1 gold.
Then you're getting 8 silver back. And along with 2 heads of lettuce that she puts into a nice brown paper bag, they're wrapped up so that way they stay fresh.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay, Mr. Thavlo.
Hopefully I see you again, and I will start hopping away, eating my lettuce.
Right. Alrighty then. So we're going to cut over to Jadon.
Jaden? Whatever.
Jaden, sorry.
It's okay.
Where are you from and how did you come to get here?
Jaden is from Angel Spires, the capital. They lived there much of their life. So things happened. Everyone they know and cared about died in a fire, which they highly suspect was set by someone wanting to destroy the building or get them. They're not sure. They're with everyone they know care for dead, and with enough to get by, they joined up with a caravan, paying passage, and made their way to Inverness for new opportunities, as life in the city without their friends was getting dull and lonesome.
Okay, give me a second. I was just writing something down here.
Okay. Jaden is an Eladrin, well-tanned, near almost dark skin. At the moment, their hair is various shades of green with very noticeable strands of pink peppered throughout. The hair is going to be the big thing that determines what season they're in.
Right now, it's
Spring.
Yeah, it's spring.
Yeah, right now they're in the spring season. If they go to summer, it's all green. If they go to autumn, it gets to oranges. If it's winter, it'll basically all be brown.
Alrighty then. So, I'm going to actually have you roll a perception check for this one.
Perception.
Mm-hmm. You're not getting as many worry looks as that look, because you look familiar enough race for
11.
people to not really notice. Okay, so that's going to... You catch the sound of what sounds like as you're walking along. Well, first you notice the smell of livestock. A very pungent smell of cow shit.
Of course.
Yeah, coming from one of the auction houses.
Oh, I'd be perfectly where they were to be bumming around, seeing what's what, and who could use a bit of mischief in their life.
What are you doing?
Other than hanging around, keeping an eye on who's could do with a bit of humbling or uplifting. Depends on their mood. At the moment, they are looking more to humble someone who is overly arrogant and a braggart.
You're not getting that at the moment.
They're just gonna see what's up for auction, what the prices are for things, keeping a firm hand on their short sword and their whip.
Well, as you enter, you see, way in the... You don't see anything up front on tables or anything. You do see the audience, the crowd. And way in the back, you can see the auctioneer is handing the reins to a cow off to someone. And a few seconds after that, you can see, stables behind him.
Okay.
And a few seconds after that, he says, all right, we're bringing up the next bid, and out comes a handler carrying a leash, and attached to it is about the size of a Great Dane, a four-legged creature with a beaked mouth and a tiny little frill around its neck. The auctioneer says, straight from the jungles of Nippon, we have a baby Triceratops. Poor thing's mother was killed by poachers. Makes for a great pet, but just to let you know, they get big. And we're going to start the bid at $2,500.
Okay. How's the bid scene at the moment?
People just start spouting off numbers, increments of 100, 500, 50.
Okay. Every now and then, when it seems like it might be flagging a bit, not enough that if something goes terribly wrong, they're stuck with the cost. They're just going to interject every now and then with a higher price. Make it seem like there's more interest than there is.
It does start to lag around the 4,500 mark. Auctioneers doing as auctioneers do. I'm not an auctioneer, so I'm not going to bother. Yeah, that.
That takes a lot of skill to do that.
Yeah, that. So it looks for a few minutes, and he gets ready to yell out, sold. You doing anything?
Well, like I said, when it gets to that point, they're going to interject.
All right, it's sitting at 4,500 right now.
Yeah. 4,600, they'll pipe in.
Oh, we got a 4,600. Okay, anything higher, and someone yells out 10,000. And it's a guy right next to you. Gives you a sly look, yeah, what you gonna do about that, bitch?
They're just gonna shrug. They're outplayed.
A few minutes later, he's walking out with a brand new baby Triceratops.
They are absolutely
Exotic creatures, they're expensive.
Fair enough.
Which will now lead us over to Mr. Whitaker. Where are you from and how did you get here?
Well, where am I from originally or recently? Is the question.
Both.
Recently, I came not far out of Inverness from a mage right and his family that graciously took me in after I appeared here after a time-related experiment gone wrong. My original home is Baltimore, Maryland in the year 2042. How I ended up here, I do not know. I don't know what calculations went wrong. I'm convinced that it's an issue with it is somewhere in a timeline I'm not familiar with. I was taken in by a friendly mage right and taught the ways of basic magic and slightly altered it into chronoturgy magic. after a year of piddling around, I decided to leave as I feel I've overstayed my welcome and move on into Inverness looking for work. So I'm currently just wandering around the market, trying not to stick out. The only thing I had with me from my modern day is my lab coat and my sneakers. I'm wearing normal commoner's clothes at this point, trying not to show up as much attention as possible, keeping my book clutched to me very closely and looking around to see if anybody is hiring.
So far, it doesn't seem like anybody is, but of course you're going to get people selling their wares, their stands, trying to wave you over. Let me ask you this: how many rat folk have you ever met?
0.
Well, there's one that sticks out, waving at you.
I will approach him.
Good day to you, fine sir. What brings you? Let me rephrase. What at my stands interests you? And he's selling much the same thing that person he bought from was various fruits and vegetables.
I'm just kind of looking around for work at the moment.
I'm sorry, I cannot help you there.
Is there a tavern nearby?
Oh yes, there is. A little ways further into town, you're going to find the Lamplighter.
The what?
It's called the Lamplighter. It's run by a very nice young couple. I forget their names at the moment.
Oh, that's fair. I'm terrible with names too.
But they may be able to at least give you a job as a busboy, possibly a waiter, depending. Just go in and ask, and
Sounds like my days at college anyway. Sounds fair.
But don't be afraid to try the food. It's really, really good.
You know, I'm looking. Is there any fruits I may not have tried before?
What fruits have you tried?
I mean, like anything exotic.
Are you asking him or me?
I'll ask. Like, what do you have exotic?
Oh, I don't have anything exotic, and though I really shouldn't be touting my competition like that, you're going to find a tiefling about 5 stands that way selling some imported and exotic fruits.
Interesting. Well, I'll tell you what. For your kindness, can I buy a couple apples off you?
1 silver.
I'll give him a little. Keep the change.
He gives you 2 green Granny Smiths.
Beautiful. That's my favorite.
We were just talking about
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. I take a bite into one.
And it's a Granny Smith, so it's very sweet.
It's a good apple. It was a good apple.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Chimic Chanage.
McShinage. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the help. I appreciate it. And
Of course.
I go and wander toward the exotic fruit stand.
And
Do I see anything sticking out beside Raffo? Because I feel like that's a little much for me already.
like he said, this is run by a tiefling. Green skin, one horn shorter than the other. Looks like it might have been broken off at some point in his life. But he looks very friendly, very inviting. He's got this big, goofy-ass smile on his face.
I approach cautiously, just kind of looking at the exotics. What am I seeing exactly?
You're seeing bananas, pineapples, coconuts, acai, and something called kapuaku.
I'll look at it for a minute. I'm afraid to talk to the guy.
He notices you're looking. He doesn't say anything for about a minute before he finally breaks the silence. He goes, "Good night, Mike. What can I help you with?"
I'm sorry. I zoned out for a second.
That's all right, mate. Everyone does it. I zone out all the time.
buy me a fucking fruit cunt.
Right.
I ain't gonna call you a cunt, but if you just browsing, but don't buy anything, I will call you a cunt.
Pressure's on. I'm just looking at this. I don't even know what this is. I've never seen it before. What does it look like exactly?
What, the kapuaku?
The Kapalaka. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm bringing up now. It kind of looks like, I'm trying to find a good picture here. Kind of looks like that. I feel excuse me for a minute while I bring up what it actually is.
I'm gonna mutter to myself like it looks like
They're used to make ice cream, snack bars, and other such things.
I will hold up the kapulaku. And it's like, how much for one of these?
Oh, that's very exotic there, mate. I can do that one for 5 silver.
5 silver.
Aye.
Only 5 silver?
See if I see it. I don't want to see. It's also you just don't want to turn people away, you know.
No, I feel you.
I'm flip flopping between Australian, Irish, and Scottish.
It's okay, none of us are from that region.
Is it, I'm a little afraid. Can I try a piece of it? Because I've never had it before.
Oh, sure, go ahead, mate.
Don't worry, I can improvise as Ricky.
I try a piece. Is it good? Good stuff?
It's pretty good. It kind of tastes like a mix between vanilla ice cream and a nougat candy bar.
How can I save some money, you fucking cunt?
Give me one. Nope, 2. Give me 2.
Oh, well, that'll be 1 gold total there, mate.
And we go.
And he puts 2 of them into a small bag and hands it to you.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
I've never had these before. I've just found it while browsing for exotic fruits and vegetables. What can I use for this guy?
Are these paper or plastic bags?
Paper.
Good. Because if it was plastic, I'd be like, what the hell?
So I have now 2 Granny Smiths and 2 kapulakus.
Spelled C-A-P-U-A-C-U.
Me realizing that one grid on here is 200 miles, and from the shore to Inverness is 2,200 miles that I've sat on a caravan.
Yeah.
They must have been out of vegetables by the time I got there.
Alright,
Before you got there, it's like, where do our stock go? Blame the rabbit. He ate everything but the orange part of the carrots.
I'm already running.
I'm going to continue to wander looking for work, maybe heading toward that tavern.
Takes you a little bit to find it. You have to ask for directions, but you do eventually find a kind of like built out of a small town barn sort of thing, with a little sign hanging off of it that says the Lamplighter, and the L is in the shape of a lantern. Walk in, and it's about 10:30 in the morning at this point, so they're just finishing up breakfast, but it's got a very cozy atmosphere, kind of like the Denny's down there. You know, very cozy, inviting, friendly. As soon as you walk in, you hear someone say, "Be right with you there, sir!"
I just kind of just stand there not knowing exactly what to do.
After about a minute, you hear the door open behind you again, and someone walks in. Excuse me, you're kind of in the way.
Sorry, man.
Then there's zoning off, or are you waiting to be seated?
Waiting to be seated, I guess.
Must be new here. Says to his, there's 2 of them. There's one of them must be to his friends. Must be new here, and they head off to find a table.
Just ruffle my coat.
After a few minutes, a young human woman, looks like maybe right out of her teens, comes up. Sorry about the wait. Only one?
I suppose so, yeah. I just kind of been wandering around looking for work. You guys wouldn't have to be covering, would you?
Come back. We'll talk to my manager and see if they have anything for you.
Sounds good.
We're about to get to this tavern and be like, yeah, we're going to go on an adventure. Oh, my shift starts right now. I got to watch the man. I got work, bro.
Takes it back, and you're met by a tall, middle-aged elf. Middle-aged for a human anyway, but still relatively young for an elf. Excuse me. Johanna? This guy's wondering if you have any work. It's a tall, sort of female elf. She looks up at you. She's doing some paperwork. Oh, hello there. What's your name? Hello?
Sorry, I was texting myself. My name's Jason.
Jason.
Jason Whitaker.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Whitaker. What kind of work are you looking for?
Anything that pays well, I suppose. Anything that pays at all, really.
Well, fortunately, we do have a position open. How good of a cook are you?
Well, I cook for myself quite a bit. I suppose given enough time, I can learn to cook just about anything.
Make a persuasion check.
Hey. Persuasion, you say? That's a 19.
Sounds good enough for me. I'll talk to Lenny and see when we can get you started. In the meantime, why don't you go ahead and have a seat and have some late morning breakfast.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll cut back to you guys now. What are you up to after getting your stuff?
I'm just gonna assume, from walking around, hopping around, eating and stuff. I'm on my last head of cabbage. I'm just little farm rabbit walking around, excited about all the people taking in all the new sights and stuff. I'm going to.
As they're hopping around, you hear at least one little kid say, "Mommy, can I pet that bunny?" No, honey. I think that bunny's spoken for.
I'm just hopping a little faster. I don't want to be touched. But I'm going to stop at. I'm going to stop in my tracks, think for a second, be like, I'm kind of thirsty, and I'm going to turn to the nearest stand and look for whoever's running it.
All right, that's going to be a rather plump half-orc. He looks out over his stand. Could have sworn I just heard. Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
Would you happen to know where I could get a drink?
Depends. What kind of drink are you looking for, Fluffy?
I'm just sitting there thinking, just meanwhile eating this cabbage like.
Because, I mean, there's quite a few restaurants and taverns around here. Are you looking for tea? You looking for beer? You looking for juice? You looking for just plain ass water? What are you looking for?
I think I'll have a beer.
Well, there is a 10th Street Cafe. It's called the 10th Street Cafe. Well, I think they just changed their name now to Fiona's.
Where are they at?
On 10th Street.
Huh?
Maybe it's not cute so loud you can hear me with those big ears.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
You're going to want to head out of the market and go down to 10th Street. You can't miss it. It's a small white building.
I just
with a blue
look
roof.
that way as if I'm expected to see the building. Huh?
You have to actually leave the market there, Mr. Cottontail.
I suppose you're right. Thank you. I just start hopping away to wherever I can find a drink.
You don't see this, but he just rolls his eyes like, the people coming to this market get weirder and weirder every fucking week. You do eventually find the place. It's got a little pink sign on it that reads Fiona's in flowery writing. But the sign does not match the interior, which smells of month-old ale.
Well, even a little village farm rabbit such as myself knows that the village tavern is the place where talk happens and drama starts. So, looking for something interesting, I walk right on in.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity. Okay, so 14.
You open the door and barely have enough time to dodge a bar stool as it's thrown at someone else's head. That guy dodges, and you...
Like my ears split, and I duck my head like a cartoon in the...
And then you hear the sound of people just beating the shit out of each other.
I walk right back out.
You walked into a bar fight. It's like, no.
And I will start looking around for a tavern of sorts.
Make a perception check.
I will perceive. I will not perceive.
You just stand there.
My passive 13.
Sure. For a few minutes, you just stand there like a lost child. But then you do eventually catch the sound of someone mentioning a place called the Lamplighter.
I will go immediately to that person. Still chewing.
You have to hurry up because they're walking away. They don't even notice you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
What?
Down here. Down here.
You said there was a place called the Lamplighter? Where is it?
Timmy, did you lose another rabbit? That ain't mine.
No, I'm not a pet. I'm not a pet. No, that's happened a few times. I'm not a pet. I'm an adventurer. An adventurer.
Didn't you say you were almost done out on your last head?
I'm finishing it.
He's very obnoxious with that chewing.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
The Lamplighter.
And it's just like,
Yeah, that's
Yes, the Lamplighter.
where we were going. It's almost time for lunch.
let me tag along.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage, because they are weirded out.
5 on the first roll. So, persuasion check. 7.
They don't say anything. They just turn and start walking away.
I'll just follow them anyway, because I'm heading in that same direction. I'm a little downtrodden. My ears flop, but I'm just gonna follow them anyway. I'm still going.
They eventually, unwillingly, unknowingly, lead you to a nice built out of a barn sign that reads the Lamplighter with the L in the shape of a lantern. You walk in, and compared to Fiona's, it's very nice, very cozy, very welcoming, and as those two are being seated, someone else comes up to you and, hello.
No, I'm not a pet.
I wasn't going to ask, I was just going to mention how I have seen Tabaxi, I have seen Ratfolk, I have never seen a bunny man.
Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Thavlo Droptail. I come from the Eastern Islands.
You have... Make another perception check.
Please God, let me roll. Perception 22.
As you're saying that and kind of like flaunting yourself, you can't help but notice people are just giving you a look like, what the fuck?
Can I see him at this point?
Make a perception check.
I just use passive.
What's your passive? What'd you roll?
Less than 12. I rolled 7.
Tell you what, we'll say he was loud enough that you looked, it's like, okay, who's saying what the hell? As there's, all you see is 2 big ears over the counter as someone's talking to a 4-foot tall rabbit. I'm pretty sure most of that hides the ears.
Yes. And as you look
it's like Vegeta with his hair. Most of his height is his hair.
You see classic leather armor, as I'm sure you would have seen in your time here, but seemingly cut off just above the knees and just above the elbows. And I have very weird shaped legs, unlike most other people here.
I start whistling out of habit.
Do I notice this?
Make a perception check.
Perceive, not one.
Nope.
I don't care. I'm introducing myself. This is important.
But you are led over to a small table and given a menu, which the menu consists of, you got your traditional garden salad, tossed salad, chicken salad. You immediately avert your eyes like, meat, no, meat, no, meat, no, meat, no. Lemon meringue pie.
I mean, we had cows on my island, but whenever they died, we just buried them. I think I'll have a tossed salad.
Alrighty then, and what kind of dressing would you like? We have,
plain.
No dressings at all? Okay. The only one we have is ranch anyway.
Yeah, definitely would rather have a plain.
Alright. So, he heads back. And calls out the order. Alright, we need one tossed salad.
Did I start today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll say that they decided to basically not quite throw you to the wolves, but there is someone watching you,
Okay.
helping you if you need it.
Okay, toss salad. Alright, I can do this. I look for the ingredients.
Let me bring that up.
Alright, I need a bag. Where's the bag of these ingredients? Wait, where's the bag?
Look over and there's a rabbit just eating it.
Would I know what whiskey is?
Make a history check.
History. Oh, no shit. 9.
You've heard of it, but you don't really know.
I would like to ask whoever's waiting on
Okay, it consists of red lettuce, green lettuce, tomatoes,
I start throwing all these ingredients into a bowl, or I start chopping them up. Looking for a knife or something.
chops. Yeah, there's one nearby. Cucumbers, red onions, radishes, and croutons.
Croutons.
All in all, it takes you like maybe 5 minutes to make it. Comes out looking pretty good.
Okay, cool. Is there a bell nearby or something I can ring?
Yep.
Ding. Order up.
She comes and takes it and brings it out to you. And nice salad, gives you a fork for it.
I can imagine I just look like a child sitting at a
You
table.
kind-
My
you kinda
feet don't
do.
touch the ground.
You kind of do. Naturally, you don't even have to make perception for this. People are like, "Oh, that's a fucking rabbit.
If I notice any of them looking at me, I just give them a smile and a wave.
That's a fucking rabbit."
I stand eagerly awaiting more orders.
They just start coming in. You're actually going to get a few familiar things. You're actually going to get roast beef, meatloaf, hamburgers.
Am I able to acclimate to this primitive tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
It takes you a little bit, but it's basically the same fundamental
Okay, good.
idea. It just doesn't have any of the cooking spray or any of the stainless steel.
I don't have proficiency
You'd
with
be surprised
cooking
how
utensils, so I was
cooking
wondering if this is going to be an
technologies-
issue.
Yeah.
Like
So are you going to get anything else along with your salad?
Yes, whenever she comes over, I will ask her for. Basically, I'll just say,
I heard of this thing called whiskey. Do you guys have any of that here? I'd like a shot.
Well, we don't have whiskey, but we have beer, we have ale, we have ale, we have beer, we have beer, we have ale, beer. I'm kidding. Yes, we have whiskey.
I'd like a thimble of whiskey, please.
A few minutes later, she comes back with an actual sewn thimble of whiskey.
Was I anywhere near this?
No.
In the kitchen? No, is this separate?
This is separate.
Separated? Okay, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, the wine cellar is separate from the kitchen.
I'm sorry, is he of age? Is there a drinking age? Can anybody just get a drink? I want one.
You're on the clock, bozo.
Oh, I'm sure you're of age, but yeah, you are on the clock. But yeah, she brings out an actual sewer's thimble of whiskey.
Wow.
Say that.
Wow.
Caitlin Wilson. That's me, not her. And hands it to you.
I get the reference.
Goes off to help with other tables.
I will thank her, and I will start digging into my salad, and I will put the thimble up to my mouth and just start.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Even with that little bit of whiskey.
18 minus 1, 17.
It's really strong.
Ooh.
Your bunny taste buds have never had anything like that.
I do a little shaking of my head thing. New drink is deal. And I'm
You're getting even more looks now. It's like the rabbit's drinking beer. The rabbit's drinking.
It is apparent that I'm enjoying my salad more than my thimble of whiskey.
After everything is all said and done, she comes back with the bill and it comes out to 5 silver.
5 silver. You will have it. And as I give her the money, and she goes to take it, I put my paw on her hand and I say, you wouldn't happen to have heard anything interesting going on lately, have you?
Interesting how, Mr. Bunny?
Anything that could get me some coin or working somewhere where I can put my skills to use.
Oh, well, not here, I'm afraid. We just hired a new cook. Well, maybe we're seeing if he's good enough to be hired right now. Other than that, I can't think of anything, money-wise. The only interesting thing was there was a fire in Angel Spires a couple of weeks ago.
Fine. Do you know how it started?
No one's entirely sure.
Interesting.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
dying to you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
No one's entirely sure. Some people were suspecting arson, though. And I guess there's this group of fanatics going around doing I don't even know what. They're just being weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess
Fanatics. What are those?
like a crazy people, a cult. I don't know. I guess there's a turtle in there.
What's that?
Think a 6-foot tall turtle.
I know what a turtle is.
Think that standing on 2 legs and about 6 feet tall.
I'm tempted to make a turtle monk.
If you're going to name him after one of the Ninja Turtles, make it an anagram.
No. Oh, no. No way.
Fuck.
Oogway is my spirit. I love Oogway.
Oh god, I'm thinking of Puffin Forest now, because there was a bit he did where they met a turtle wizard, and they never gave him a chance to reveal his name. They just kept calling him Oogway, and it pissed him off to the point where he's like, you don't get my help no more. What are you looking for?
Nothing. Just seeing if I need to charge this thing nearest outlet.
There's a power strip behind the TV
Yes,
stand.
I was looking.
So yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, I will thank her, and then I'm going to... No, actually, I will order a small cup of ale. No, a small cup of whiskey.
Alright. He comes back a few minutes later, has to go down to the winery again, and comes up with a small cup of whiskey. Basically, it's a Scotch glass.
And I will ask her how much it will be.
We'll just go 1 silver.
I just want to be basically like...
Oh, wait, no. Hold on, I see it up here. Yeah, 1 silver.
Small enough that it's normal for a rabbit. And I will pay the bill, and I will hop out of my seat. I will go to the nearest table that has more than one person over it, and I will hold up a little pouch, and I'll say, anybody up for a game of dice?
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage again, because they're all like, what the hell is this rabbit doing here?
Rabbit approaches.
They're not trying to be racist, it's just,
What the fuck
you're
is
new.
this thing?
That's hard. Wow. Persuasion, please. Persuasive. 8.
Nobody pays you any mind, they just pay their bill and leave.
Well, I'm going to wait there until somebody cares for a game of dice while nursing my whiskey.
Do I see him?
Make a perception check.
19.
Alright. As you finish up making another thing of roast beef, this catman, this tabaxi comes over to you, says, hey, Jason, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
you're actually doing pretty good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
How do you feel about coming in tomorrow morning at 7?
Sure.
Alrighty then, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Cool. Is this the end of the shift? Or am I still going?
No, I think we're good for now. Let you, go home, rest, get yourself mentally ready for tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to approach the bunny.
We're going to approach the money man, and you see this guy in a white coat and... Wait, are you wearing, period piece clothes or what you came in?
Some period piece clothes. The only thing that came with me is the lab coat and a pair of New Balance sneakers.
So you're wearing
He's comes up to you wearing a white coat and some very weird footwear. I mean, you probably don't wear anything, but compared to what everyone else has been wearing, which has been mostly boots or the occasional sandals, this is huh.
Yeah, I'm very against putting anything on my feet. I'm just
So you come to what?
I'm just swinging my legs on the space between the chair and the floor. I see my whiskey, and then I see my.
Make it another Constitution saving throw real quick.
Oh shit! 3.
Not enough to get drunk, but it's enough for you to feel a buzz starting.
People say alcohol does this.
Whoa.
He looks a little different.
You walk up to the bunny as he's probably about, I don't know, what would you say, halfway through the cup?
Yeah, I'm just nursing.
He's got this weird, whiskey stash on his bunny face.
And I'm just wiping off every now and again.
I sit down at the table. Are you old enough to drink?
Hello, there's an age to it?
Is there?
You tell me.
I just started here.
Oh, so you work here?
Officially, how many hours have we been working here?
About 2.
Officially 2 hours ago, yes.
Oh. Well then, I guess you decide. But I'm already halfway through. And I paid for it.
No, fair enough.
One of the waitresses walks past you and she's seen you behind the counter. She knows. She leans down and whispers, the legal age is 15.
Well, Mr. Tavern Worker, why don't you use your hard-earned gold on a game of dice? A 1 gold wager.
When in Rome. Sure, I'll play.
I have no idea what that means, but I make no comment.
We'll come back to you in a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. I assume we just sit down.
What are you doing? Just rollies or liar's dice or what?
Regular dice.
Okay.
Doesn't special.
Well, you guys handle that while we come back to him. What are you up to now?
Well, after hanging around the auction house for a bit, doing what they've been doing, just lagging a bit, there's enough interest, I'll just jump in with an extra bid for a bit of fun. But after a while...
I don't know.
Amazingly enough, you come very close to walking away with a parrot.
Oh, God.
But somebody outbids you by 1 silver.
Thank God.
You win rollies, you get a
Or the cost of bid.
You win rollies, you win a gold.
By that point, 3,000 gold.
Yikes.
It
I'd be like, oh, it's time to go. No, but after all that, they do make their way out, probably after at least 1 or 2 close calls like that.
I mean, I'm assuming...
Probably around 11 at this point.
Yeah, you add your proficiency to your skill pool.
Linger around here where people are talking about any locations that might be more worthwhile to hang me in for a little while.
You do hear a couple of small things. Well, why don't you go ahead and roll perception check?
Alright, my pass is 15.
Alright, let's go again.
Not 20!
Alright, you catch a few small snippets, people saying, alright, we're going to head off to lunch, but some don't say where. You hear names dropped, you hear Fiona, you hear the lamplighter, another one is mentioned, but you don't quite catch that name because it gets overlapped with something else. I don't know how you feel about fish, because you're actually near the fish cellar.
Anyone talking about the oddity?
Oh, quite a bit.
And they're talking about the location?
You hear a lot of things about, dude, did you see that fucking rabbit walking past? What, you mean the one obnoxiously chewing on the lettuce? Yeah, that one.
One more time?
Last I heard, he was headed up towards Fiona's.
Right.
This time,
Okay. I'm slowly make my way there.
Of our agreement, but
Takes you a little bit to find the place, but as you get up there, you hear the sounds of a bar fight finishing up.
just going to peek open the door, see if there's any rabbit ears.
Of course you would.
Make another
Of course
perception
you
check.
would beat that.
I got only got an 8.
Oh,
That gold,
one.
you just gouged. I just gouged you.
That
I
one
just
plus
gouged
my
you. 3
proficiency
gold.
is
You're
6.
taking it all away.
It's a little hard for you to see because somebody back it shoved
I'll
in
just smile.
into your face and obscures your vision.
Okay.
Like I used to play a lot
After
of
that, just gonna pull away and say, you know
Oh,
what?
what?
I could use a drink, and I
I'll
don't
place a game.
feel like having to fight my way to the bar.
Well, that's
What
no
was that
fair.
other place? Lamplighters?
I should never have accepted that bet.
I'll see
The
what's
place
like.
is your game.
Takes you a few minutes to get there, but
You're right. Well, that
same
was
description I
fine.
gave them.
I'll buy
You
the
walk
shot.
in, and
I'll buy the
it's a
shot.
nice, cozy atmosphere. Make another perception check.
Being a rabbit is
11.
hard.
The first thing you notice out of the corner of your eye you have to look over is bunny ears. As you see Mr. Bunnyman here playing a game of dice with a... What color is your hair, blonde?
Blonde. Yeah.
A blonde human. In a white coat.
Okay. Gonna look at him warily. Is there a table near them?
There is, yeah.
Alright. Gonna grab a seat.
The waitress walks up to you after a few minutes. Hello there. What can I interest you in today?
Roast beef and some beer, please.
Alright then, we'll have that right up to you, sir.
Thank you.
Comes back a few minutes later with a mug of beer.
Alright. They'll happily take it, and they'll be listening to their conversation.
Well, basically what you see is both of us rolling this dice, and for 3 rounds straight, I win the round.
Do I
with a nat
know
20.
what game they're playing? Because
Oh,
I have
you-
proficiency in dice.
Make a history check and add your proficiency to it.
Okay.
Why don't you do it with advantage then?
Okay, history. 14 plus 2, 16.
No, add your proficiency to even the
Yeah, I don't have.
No, I'm saying like your proficiency bonus.
that my proficiency bonus is still 2. My intelligence is a 10.
Oh,
Yeah, so 16.
okay. What are you guys doing? Just rolling dice?
Yeah, so basically how this is going down, if he's watching us, is basically 3 times in a row, I'm rolling these die, and for all 3 of those rounds, I win. And then eventually, he said,
I said, all right, one more roll. 5 gold this time.
and then I say while rolling my dice,
Okay, sure. I mean, this is outside of our agreement, but I'm game.
and
While he's doing that,
Oh,
as
am I
you're
going to give you your 5 gold back? real quick?
No.
quick question, would guidance benefit him?
Yeah, give him that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that 5 gold and get that.
that
back.
would make sense though. That would make sense actually.
But hold on. Do you have to touch
Let's
someone for guidance
redo
or
that
no?
roll then.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
going to do some
Pretty
tricks.
sure. Let me check.
I'm still at 5 gold. You still have your extra 5.
So give me a minute while I check.
We'll do rolling.
Touch, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so you would have to actually touch
Yeah.
it for that.
I'm gonna step up, kind of meander over, look at as you're about to roll, and lean over, just casually touch your shoulder and say, "Seen a few things here. Best of luck being the rabbit." I'm gonna just pat his back. That's my casting guidance.
Now you get an extra D4 to your roll.
1d4.
Well, thank you, stranger.
It's on him.
Well, I mean,
on who?
you know,
You.
said
You.
you'd like-
You get an extra
Did you say
D4.
beating the rabbit or being a rabbit?
No, good luck against the rabbits.
Okay, I didn't.
I've always heard they're very lucky.
That must be why I wanted this.
13?
I have a 11. You win.
Alright, I get that 5 gold.
And then I say, well, that's no fair. Ah, well, I shouldn't have taken that extra round.
It's always the extra one that gets you, then. You stop while you're ahead. That's what I learned at Rocky Gap.
At what?
Well, that place of gambling I was telling you about.
Oh.
They're just gonna pull a seat up and say, "You're a good loser, at the very least."
A good loser.
Most people, when they lose a game of dice, they cause trouble. Let's just say that. It's not uncommon for someone to try and beat the winner up.
not a whole lot of fighting happens where I come from.
And let's be real, do we look like fighters?
No, but the most unassuming people can be quite dangerous.
Yeah, he's right. I once saw a man that was drunk attack a cow whenever I landed ashore.
A drunk man
Yes.
attacking a cow.
Yeah, he had a mug in his hand and everything, and he hit a cow with it. And I hid
Interesting.
under the canvas.
Interesting.
I just pulled that right out of my head.
No, it's great. A few minutes later, your roast beef is brought up to you.
They will thank him. And what's the bill?
3 silver.
3 silver. All right.
My face was
So I
was
will
at the smell.
give them a gold and pocket the silver.
You notice the bunny's face is scratching up.
Oh, sorry. I guess you're a vegetarian.
Yeah,
I
whatever that means.
You only eat vegetables, more or less.
I would say so.
Vegetables, plants, hay, things of that sort. I'm only assuming because you can't be that different from an old rabbit. Besides being 4 foot tall and able to speak English.
Common.
What did I say?
English, whatever that is.
Yes, common.
People keep thinking that I'm a pet for some reason, but I'm not.
You get the sense this guy's probably either not exactly from around here or probably took a knock to the head.
Foreigners. Perfect. Either a brain out of
Damn
local or a foreigner.
These damn foreigners in my tavern.
They keep taking our jibs.
Well, to be fair, most people,
Oh, shit,
when
I
they
did take a job.
see rabbits, are domestic
No, you got
rabbits,
hired.
not 4 foot tall ones.
Domestic rabbit.
Yes, small ones, maybe. I describe a traditional rabbit that these people would have.
Maybe only a foot high at most. Ears included. Very non-verbal.
Friggin' adorable.
Yeah.
Friggin' adorable.
I had a pet ladybug once.
I got hungry and I ate it.
Well, then,
How'd it taste?
Horrible.
As we do.
imagine it would.
Why doesn't everyone make a perception check at that real quick?
10, but my passive is 15.
16.
I'll take a 12.
Okay, that's enough for when you say you ate the ladybug. A couple tables over, you hear a guy who's probably been into his cups a little too much go, I'll drink to that!
And I will.
And he just finishes off his mug of
Some
ale.
people drink anything.
I'll raise my mug.
Hi.
A few minutes later, that guy is escorted out of the building. He's a little too drunk to stay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
While this is going on, they are eating and drinking their beer. Eating first and then drinking.
What time is it right about?
About 11:30.
11:30. A little too early to be drinking.
Not really. For these people, beer is food.
Do people drink at a regular time? I thought it just happened all the time.
Yeah, I suppose it does.
Where are you guys from?
Angel Spires.
Just fires. I heard about that. I heard that there was a fire there.
Yeah, that's...
What happened?
I don't quite know. I have
That's
been
actually where you came to shore.
meaning to... I was trying to figure that out, but I had to leave.
I came to shore there.
Not
I guess it
surprised.
must have happened after I left.
Not surprised. It's a port city. A lot of people come and go. I don't know exactly what happened at that fire. I just know that a few friends of mine died in that fire.
You have my sympathy, brother.
Also, I'm guessing that this person next to me is dressed a little more differently than the regular people around.
I mean, it's like mostly it's like he's wearing the normal attire for the area, save for the white coat and the weird footwear.
But I don't think I gave you guys a pretty proper description. Jadin, you're not quite sure whether Jadin's a guy or a girl. They have some features that indicate they're a guy, but with a softness that's maybe more a bit feminine.
You have my sympathy, brother.
Thinks for a moment. They think for a moment. Today's brother.
Today's brother.
I'm new to this whole human and elf thing anyway.
What
Yeah.
were
I
you
don't know
drinking
what
earlier,
looks
buddy,
like.
dude?
Also pointed ears.
What's your name, buddy, man?
My name is Thalbo, or Thablo Droptail. Nice
Fablo.
to
Huh?
meet you.
I'm Jason. What were you drinking, Fablo?
I have a cup of whiskey. This new drink I heard about. It's very strong.
Favorite of mine. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Can I get a whiskey?
What size?
No. What do you mean? What size? Like a shot?
Comes out a few minutes later from the wine cellar with a shot glass.
That'll do.
And where are you from, Mr. Man with funny clothes?
Not far from Inverness.
So you've been here a while.
About a year.
Doing what?
Learning magic, actually.
And working at taverns, huh?
Recently, yeah. I'm trying to fund some research.
Oh, what sort of research?
Time research.
Time research.
Yes, yeah, I'm a chronomancer.
Not familiar with that school, but I'm not magically inclined, typically.
Well, before I came here, I dealt with time quite a bit. So it just came natural.
I see.
I'm Jadon, by the way.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you. I don't suppose you guys have heard about anything interesting lately, have you?
Other than the auction house, raffling, selling off a baby triceratops. No.
Well, if you do, let me know. I don't feel like I want to cook for the rest of my life.
Well, I imagine that there's a lot more to this place than just this tavern. I've traveled for quite a while to get here. Mostly in a caravan, eating stolen food.
You're a thief?
No. I don't steal.
Probably stowaway.
Yeah. A what?
Stowaway.
What's that?
Big. Think of it like an unexpected and largely uninvited guest. A guest who does not want to be found on a long voyage.
Like you're stowing away a person.
Yes.
I get it. Well, they just happened to have a lot of veggies on the caravan, and, well, it was a very long trip. I wasn't going to starve.
Well, what are we thinking? What are we thinking now? Where do we go from here?
Well,
Well, there's a road round here. I plan on following it.
You looking for more work?
Anything that brings some excitement into my life, really.
any particular destination in mind?
I don't know anywhere around here. I'm a stranger here.
That's fair, I suppose. Well, with the market still going on, and so are those auctions, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if you're looking for work, there's going to be caravans coming and going for quite a while.
Maybe they need protection.
Or a stowaway.
Stowaway is
No.
not a profession.
That's more of a hobby.
IHOP.
No, hobby.
Oh. A what?
Like something you take interest in.
Oh. Like skipping rocks.
Like skipping rocks.
Oh. I like to skip rocks.
I'll have to skip one.
I'm sorry, I just had the mental image when he said IHOP of your character thinking, I miss that place.
Yeah, it is like short stack. Awesome.
Oh, God. Well, if we're all settled on our bills, I suppose we could look around, see if there is work, or...
Did I get paid for the day?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
Ooh, traveling around? A merry band of adventurers. Yes, I'm excited. This is what I've been looking for.
Just kind of look over at Gavin.
A few minutes later, that few minutes later, that tabaxi comes out with a small envelope filled with about 5 gold.
That'll do. Let's start. You guys mind if we take a break so I can give my son a call and take a short break?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
We'll take a short break, and then we'll pick up.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I voyaged far in skies unknown, by seeking treasure unforetold. And from the stars and darkness deep, I find my way back home. To the wind our caution's thrown, adventures high, our wills are stone. We journeyed seeking treasure bright, and now we sail for home. 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 With dreams and riches unforetold, we venture off to shores unknown. We sail our ship across the stars to treasure far from home.
Alright, break's over, we're back, we've had a vape, talked to kids, got a drink.
I died.
I resurrected him.
I lost.
He got eaten off screen by a monster.
Yeah,
Resurrection.
I didn't know giants found rabbits delectable.
Nah,
It's the haunches, man. It's the haunches.
I was just another rabbit haunch. The haunch that got away.
So, what were you guys up to before we took a quick break?
We were just kind of chatting at some point. And we
I'm
were
about to
discussing-
set off and look for something.
Yeah. That's,
Alright, well, as you head out back into the day, it's now probably approaching noon. You can still hear the sounds of the market. A few blocks away, the music's still playing. A little bit of chatter and a lot more chatter on the streets. Which is then suddenly overtaken by the sound of a bell. But not like a church bell. This one's more very rapid, like an
I'm
alarm,
gonna look in the direction of the bell.
coming from the east. East. Rings for about 5 seconds, catches everyone's attention before suddenly going silent. Just dong, 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 dong.
That sounds ominous, as they're going to grab their whip, start unraveling it, and draw the short sword.
what's going on?
Everyone starts looking around, trying to figure out just what's going on.
My
Pull my wand.
instincts are telling me that was an alarm that got cut off.
I will get my crossbow and start hopping along.
What are you up to?
I'm just pulling my wand. Fiddling with it.
Everyone make a perception check then.
Perceive. At 20.
20, not that.
Way less than that. Alright.
Dirty stinking that.
Alright, so you two, who are looking around, you notice some guards starting to show up, some town guards starting to show up. Just, again, like everyone else, trying to figure out what the hell is going on, what was up with that alarm. A couple of them head off towards where the alarm bell was sounding. You, looking around, something tells you to look up. About 500 feet up, you can see an image. A speck. Can't quite make out exactly what it is. But then it starts to descend. Fast.
Maybe it has something to do with whatever that is.
Gonna look up and say, fuck!
What is that?
I just
Monster!
When it gets to about 300 feet, you can see its wings folded against its body as it descends, 4 legs, each ending in clawed feet, sort of a pointed snout. I'll just go grab him.
Oh shit.
We just got off the carriage.
Thunder dragon.
This
Oh
thing.
my god. Who's closest to me right now?
Well, I was actually just going to ask you guys to put yourselves out. Let me just draw like the street here.
Yeah, well. I'll wait for the shoot to show up before I get anywhere near that thing.
Good idea. I'll just draw basic squares for buildings. Give. That way. Alright, go ahead and place yourselves out.
Which way would the tavern have been?
Right about here.
Alright, say.
And this thing's coming from the east.
Shit, we're east.
Do I know what a dragon
Make a history check.
How would I know?
Everyone make a history check.
12.
11.
Will my knowledge of pop culture give me help with the fucking dragon?
Advantage.
Wow. That's a really nice way to get advantage.
History?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, I know what a dragon is. I played Dungeons and
Okay.
Dragons.
And you got
12.
okay. You two have heard stories, but you've never really seen one in person. You know whether they breathe fire, lightning, ice. This is bad news.
Shit, guys, we need to move, like, now. We need to leave.
But why? I think it's like a rock or something. It looks pretty cool.
You hear one of the guards yell, "Dragon!"
Oh. So the rumors are true. They're real.
Yes, they're real, and they're fucking terrifying, and we need to move now.
Oh, my.
I grab a hold of you, and I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity.
Which says what again?
It gives him a D8 roll to his initiative.
All right. Well, let me get some things ready here.
I thought you were about to grab me by my ears and run.
So did I. Honestly, it's like, come here.
Oh my.
And as soon as that guard yells out, "Dragon!" I'm like, "Dragon! Dragon, no!" I'm just like, cowering behind him.
Yes!
Are you shitting me right now?
He was like hiding like behind your leg. He was like peeking out.
No, wait, that's a real dragon.
All right, give me a second. Anything here?
I suspect color has nothing the color of the mini has no relation to the real thing.
No, it's a white dragon.
Okay, it's a white one.
You're trying to look for its butthole.
No, I'm just looking at like some of the scale coloring.
Like, do dragons poop? It's real nice looking.
We had this conversation in the last campaign when they fought a T-Rex. If it lives, it shits.
I'm about ready to shit my pants now.
I was not expecting to fight a dragon.
I've only ever heard stories.
Alright, guys, go ahead and roll initiative.
As you go to roll your initiative, you feel like you're like a little warping going around you.
Okay. I gotta
So
do
you still
some.
kind of just jump forward just a little bit.
I got some quick maths. $28.
Holy shit!
Feeling extra hippity hoppity.
I've got 12.
Okay.
Of course.
They just got off the carriage.
Oh, we're finally awake.
Okay, so we're going to start off with you, Pablo.
Okay. I'm going to use cunning action.
He actually bounces out about about 40 feet up. It just starts like strafing.
I'm going to use my cunning action and hide first and then attack. Just like peek out with a crossbow like an FPS shooter.
Okay. I'll move this thing out of the way so I have
I'm guessing I have to roll stealth versus perception.
yeah.
Okay. 16.
Okay, he rolled a 25, so he sees. Even to a dragon, you stick out. So Mr. Dragon whips its head towards your direction.
Feeling my guts sink, I will take a shot with my light crossbow. Will a 21 hit?
Actually, yes.
Ten damage. That's without seeing.
10?
Yes.
Okay. You fire your crossbow and it like sinks into kind of like the skin of its neck, but doesn't seem to leave much of a mark. Or at least if it doesn't notice.
Object interaction to tug at Mr. Whitaker's leg. That thing looks so scary. That's why I said run. I'll use my movement then, and I will run west. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Jason, your turn. We'll have the guards join after the next round.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to hide behind a... I'm going to run behind a building.
Okay.
So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Am I on the side of this building?
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast Mage Armor. So my AC is going to go up by... Yeah, 13 plus 6.
Okay.
So I'm at 15. Alright.
Got anything else, or is that it?
No, I'm taking cover.
Alrighty then. Get on.
Okay, so two things. So, as my action, so this is I'm technically flavoring it as part of during the movement. Well, John's going to be moving this way, but as they're starting to move, another copy of them seems to split off, running towards the dragon. Short sword raised. Yes, so right here. So That's all I'm going to do.
Okay, then. Comes to the dragon's turn. And it's going to be doing a sort of a strafing run. From here over to here. Well, hold on. Okay, over to here. And shooting off its ice breath as it does. Doesn't seem to hit your other guy.
Yeah.
Because it's not really carrying. But it does hit the buildings, covers them in ice, any people there suddenly turn into ice sculptures.
Yep.
That's all that it's going to do. And it's about this time now that more guards start showing up and start barking orders, basically saying, everyone, get away, evacuate as many people as you can. They're even shouting that to you guys.
Yeah.
Right, help out, get as many people away as you can. Which will bring us back to the top of the round with Pavlo. You just watched this thing, turn 3 city blocks into a giant ice sculpture. Breathing on it.
Was I part of that?
You were over here.
That's me.
Oh, no, it didn't get to you yet.
Didn't get me yet.
Sorry, I got you guys
It's
confused.
just straight from that part there.
Yeah.
I'm just running down the road to the west, and I turn my head and I see this thing. I'm like, oh! I'm gonna.
Fuck this shit out of mouth.
I'm just gonna keep running as far as 30 feet takes me to west down the road.
You're basically off the map at this point.
Yeah, and then I'll take a bonus action. Hide.
It's not even carrying.
I will hide behind the building at the end of the block, I suppose.
There's some other people hiding there, too. A small family. Mother, father, 2 kids, including a baby.
I shot at it. Did you see that? I shot at it.
They're not even paying any attention to you. They're like, "Dragon, go away, go away, go away." Give me a second, yeah.
Looking at him.
I think it's gone now.
Just ice just shoots out the corner. It's not gone. It's not gone.
I've made a terrible miscalculation.
Here, in no way resembles your guy, but this will be better than a starry piece.
Nope, that'll do. Thank you. I'm working on getting a wizard.
Alright. Well, I believe it comes to your turn anyway.
I'm going to start banging on windows and doors nearby and telling everyone to get to safety and run.
You hear at least one person yell, "It's safe in here!"
Then let me in!
Come on in.
The door doesn't open.
Is there anything shield looking? Is there anything that looks like a shield?
The wooden lid of a trash can.
I'll take the wooden lid of the trash can. I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn to the dragon and yell in Draconic, "Ram me if you dare." And I'm going to hold an action.
I want to roll to see if he even heard that. Yep. I'll say with an 18, he heard that.
I'm going to hold an action.
Oh, you fucking shit.
Okay. Then that'll bring us to Jadon.
Alright. So
You just heard Jason, I don't know if your character knows Draconic, just
No, I
spout
do not.
something off in a foreign language.
Alright, so using my action, through my duplicate, I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay.
17.
Goes wide.
Right, that's a spell slot.
Hits a bird.
Oh. Well, that's a spell slot I'm gonna get back. But the duplicate is going to, as my bonus action, is going to move as close to the thing as possible, cracking the whip to try and get its attention, stabbing at it with a short sword.
Well, it wouldn't be hitting if it's still like 40 feet off the ground.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
It doesn't even notice that. It's more focused on this guy over here.
Okay, then I'm going to run at least 20 feet, then duck behind the nearest building.
Okay. So is that it then?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if he gets his breath back. He does. So he dives down until he's not quite level with the ground, but level enough. Wings out, basically like brushing against buildings. He's got a gigantic wingspan.
Is he gonna run into me?
Mouth is wide open.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna use my action to cast a movable object. So he rams right into it.
At the very last second.
At the last second, I'm gonna cast a movable object on this trash
Well,
can.
you do that, but also at the very last second, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 17.
Actually, no, let's not do that. Should I?
If it kills me, it kills me.
Are you sure?
It's fine.
No. I'm not going to do that.
What I'm trying to do is get that thing stuck in its mouth and get it stuck in its gullet.
Okay
so it
then.
can't move.
So we'll retcon that. Yes, I'm doing that because I can. Actually, make a wisdom saving throw. Yes, I'm retconning it because I can't set up.
The all-knowing force.
14.
You just make it.
Just
You feel a wave of terror wash over you. You've seen these things in movies, comic books, but you seeing one this close, staring down its gullet, it's like you're doing everything you can not to shit yourself out of terror.
Come on, work, come on.
Well, I rolled a 21 to hit, but I'm going to rule this. Since white dragons are not very smart, it's going for your makeshift shield. But I will need you to make a strength saving throw as it tries to fly,
Cast a movable object on it.
so it won't even move your arm.
It won't move my arm.
Oh, okay.
I'm holding onto the shield. And
Okay, then he's
it
trying
freezes,
to...
the way I'm flavoring it is it temporarily freezes it in place so it cannot move.
Oh,
under
okay,
any
I see.
circumstance.
Then he
It
bites,
works like an immovable rod.
then he bites down on it. Doesn't give. He tries to pull, nothing gives. For a second, you're afraid he's going to rip your arm off, but you manage to hold. But he does have multi-attack. So he's going to make one claw swipe. With a nat 1. So, he's so focused on it, he sees you, tries to go in, and you just kook out of the way.
Like, puts his claw over it, you just, like, weasel out between his fucking claws. Never even
Yeah,
happens.
it's like, I'm gonna let go of that fucking thing as soon as she starts biting on that shit.
Now he can't move. Okay. You can kind of see behind him and looking back, you see people actually starting to leave their houses and starting to run. Some people barricading themselves inside. You see, what were you doing again?
Basically hiding at the end of the block there. Just
Oh, okay, so you
hiding
want to
at
see
that
him.
moment.
And what are you doing?
Well, I ducked behind a building, and I'm more or less seeing through this thing's eyes as best I can.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll bring us back to you then.
I'm going to...
The guards are doing what they can to escort people. A couple of them take, like, pot shots with bows, crossbows, throwing spears, but maybe a couple hit, but not enough to do any significant damage.
I'm going to move out of cover, just out to where I'm standing, just on the street. Am I hidden from the dragon?
You're going to do a perception check with disadvantage against your stealth.
I roll stealth.
Never mind, he rolled a nat 1. He's too focused on this weird shield that he can't get to move.
I had a 19 anyway, so he had to roll high.
I need to look up the new data.
And I will make an attack with advantage and sneak attack. Okay, a 13 and a 2. A 13, 19, was 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. Horrible damage. Horrible damage.
Well, it's almost like you're level 3 against an adult white dragon.
Stands no match against me, for I'm an adventurer.
Yes, the object is fixed in there, can hold up to 4,000 pounds of weight. This thing's not moving.
14 damage.
Ooh. This time you actually manage to get it as you shoot. There's a little bit of space where its jaws are actually visible through the wooden lid, and your bolt flies in and gets it right inside the cheek.
You just like see this bolt fly past, hit him right in the cheek.
Pretty much.
And then I hide again.
Alright, you? Jason?
Alright, well, for the spell, you can make a strength save against the spell save DC to move it. If it succeeds, it moves it 10 feet.
In this case, can it just spit it out?
You can back up and just let it float in air. You can back up. You're smart enough to back up.
It would look like a weird video game
If
glitch.
he tries running forward, he has to make a strength save to move it. Otherwise, it's moving into him.
That would look like one weird video game glitch.
Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, I'm gagging this fucking thing. I'm gonna run like hell.
Oh wait, that's right. Immovable object is a wild mount spell.
It's a wild mount spell. It's Donomancy.
It's been a while. I almost forgot.
Geomancy. Very fun if you're the player. Horrible in the end.
Oh, I don't like you. Cast reality break. Send you to meet Cthulhu and friends.
Alright, I'm going to run and try and dash behind the building somewhere.
Since you weren't... Wait, where were you again?
I was dead in front of him.
Okay, so he is going to try to make a claw attack.
As you
I'll have him do it at disadvantage because he's also busy with this thing in his mouth. 16.
Barely hits.
Oof.
I'm just like waving to you as you turn around. Watch out over here.
So that's going to do...
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to use a reaction to force a reroll.
Oh.
I'm going to use
So that's just one die
It's-
then.
one of the dice, yeah. The force a reroll, and we got to use the new roll.
18.
It was still a disadvantage.
Oh. I thought it was just the one dice.
Yeah, just one die. That's all it is. So if it doesn't hit below... I'm at 15 right now.
Okay, tell you what. Since I forgot what they were, I'll roll with disadvantage and then roll one more.
Okay.
Actually, I'll just roll 3. Not 1.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, you guys, if you see this, you see it, like, trying to move, rewinding a little bit, and then going down. Okay.
Alright, that'll bring us to Dadon.
So I'm going to
Alright.
dash away behind the building somewhere.
I almost want to say Catan.
Alright, anyway. So, after,
Trying to think what that ability was called. I'll write that down.
so, my bonus action, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
right beside this thing's head. Like floating if need be. I'm using all my minis. And so, when you cast a spell, yes, I cast it. I can make a melee spell attack against the creature.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's chronal shift.
19 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 12 force damage.
Boing!
As you guys would see if you look, a hand that just has a coin seems to be holding a coin, flips the coin at the thing's head, bounces off the head and catches it.
That's hilarious.
I'm just as I'm running away, I leave. Say, "He's a king, he's a king."
What?
Never mind.
And my action is to dash, catch up with them.
Stop pissing it off. He's not moving.
It holds its attention. And I think I'm out of my focus fizzles to that within 120 feet.
I think so, yeah.
So.
Alright, so is that it then?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to use his movement, realizing he can't move forward or side to side with this thing, to back up and spit it out.
Okay, the shield is still in place there. It lasts now.
It gives it kind of a confused root.
Yeah.
Damn it.
5 feet.
Right there. Only that happens to you guys. Okay, so, I imagine you would be closest, so with a 26 perception, it would see you.
Oh, God.
You look back, but it's not moving. It actually seems to be distracted by something almost.
Okay.
It looks to the south, then turns back around to the east. Before taking to the air and flying off.
Okay.
If you guys want, you can try to make some kind of random attack on it if you want.
Can I make a perception check to see what it looked at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm wanting to see. 21 for perception.
Okay, what'd you get?
Well, first of all, am I hidden from it?
It doesn't even know where you are anymore.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that I rolled a fan?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, I didn't know. It didn't even matter anyway. 17?
Yeah.
Oh, that hits.
Bolt goes wide. And you got a 21 perception.
Yep.
You don't see anything. But but you can tell from its body language, it's less it saw something and more like it's being called away by something.
Oh. I'm gonna say something called that thing off.
It wasn't me.
Meanwhile, I'm just running with my
As you
crossbow
guys
down the
watch
street.
it fly
too
off
distracted.
into the distance and up into the air.
And I'm just running down the street, distracted with my crossbow, like, yeah, that's right, you run off. You're no match for me. That low.
Once it's blown off, Jadin is going to slow down and help people who are straggling behind towards some sort of shelter.
You're always going to get those people who trip,
Yeah,
people who get
they're gonna
pushed
help.
over.
Anyone who's tripped over, who trips others, I should say. Does
You
anyone like that?
you see quite a few people pushing people out of the way. One person can't tell if it was deliberate or accident trips a woman.
Okay, Jadin's going to go to that woman, grab her, stand her up, and say, "Say yourself. This may be disorienting." And I'm going to face step them 30 feet ahead.
What the fuck?
Keep running.
Yeah. Jadin's just going to take up the rear, pulling people to his
Are people still running into that garbage lid? Because it's not going to move for an hour.
One person does because they're not paying attention. They smack face first into it.
I think you can drop concentration.
It's not a concentration spell.
Oh, damn!
No, you just cast it.
Oh,
And
God.
it's done.
I need to...
It's great for pranks.
Yeah. Oh, coin. I'll be back.
Pretty much. When that spell first came out, it was during Campaign 2, a Critical Role. Matt had given Laura Bailey's character magic paint that made anything they painted come to life, and they used it, of course, to paint dicks on everything.
Oh god.
And then realized, after making up that spell and giving it to Liam O'Brien's character, both Liam and Laura, who played twins in the previous campaign because they share birthdays, they were like, Matt, you don't know what you have wrought. And after hearing that, he's like, oh god, what have I done?
Giant movable dicks.
I'm just like in the middle of the street with my crossbow above my head.
I just beat a dragon. Woo! I just beat a dragon.
I'm going to push you forward and say it was something called it off.
Mind your manners. What do you mean it called it off? I clearly scared it away. Did you see how many bolts I shot at that thing?
It was running.
It was not running from us.
I'm gonna look for the nearest tobacco stand. Goddamn cigarette.
There's a discarded half-smoked cigar on the ground.
Okay. I wonder where it's going.
Wherever, it's not good. It won't be good for us to. It's not going to be good for us.
It's better than here, dude. It's better than here.
A lot more melon than I thought you'd be.
This helps.
I smell weed.
No.
This is not a weed cigar.
No. It's a regular old tobacco cigar.
I thought that dragon was going to eat me.
I thought it was gonna eat me. I got up in its mouth. I counted its teeth.
I thought
What
you
got into me? Oh my god.
A healthy dose of courage, I guess.
Oh god, too much wood. I'm not drinking ever again.
Fuck it, give me that drink. That back up.
Oh my god.
After about 10, 15 minutes, waiting for everything to calm down, no more sign of the dragon, save for the damage it had already done. And some of the town's guard are, well, I guess you could say, counting up the casualties, which ends up being like 50 people, all flash frozen in those buildings that hit.
I'm just kind of sitting on the sidewalk holding my head.
And you're catching snippets of conversation, people trying to figure out where that dragon came from, why would it attack a tiny little town like this, what did it stand to gain, why did it leave suddenly.
If anyone who's asking that question, Jazz is going to say, I heard something, maybe something in the wind, seemed to have drawn it off.
No one's really paying you any mind
Yeah.
right now. Everyone's kind of gathered back down at the marketplace at this point as kind of like a congregation.
Yeah.
All the festivities, whatever, had stopped. Fruit stands, meat stands, everything's overturned into panic.
Yep.
It's a complete mess.
My cabbages!
My cabbages!
You hear? There's one person yelling that.
I'm going to go over to Whitaker and kind of like nudge him on the shoulder with my paw. Say, maybe we should go down to the marketplace for that congregation and see what they're talking about. What could it have been?
It was a dragon attack. I know it's a cliche, but
Well, I mean, what drew it here?
that's a good question. Let's see if anybody else knows.
And I will start walking towards the congregation.
You get down there and everyone's kind of like focused on the little stage that have been built up, and you see someone up there in more refined garb, probably the town mayor. Mayor trying to get everyone under control. It's like, everyone please settle down. You hear someone yell, settle down, we just got attacked by a fucking dragon!
And I drove it off.
No one's paying. A couple people look back like, shut up!
I just kind of pat you on the shoulder, like, let's hear what they got to say. You need to pay attention. Pay attention.
Mayor yells, okay, everyone, one at a time. People are still going. Everyone's still talking over each other. It is loud and chaotic. Anything you guys want to do?
I'm going to essentially try and yell out to people.
Shut up, he's trying to talk.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Racist disadvantage.
No, it's more like no one can hear you.
Because I'm only 4 foot.
Oh, that too.
5.
Yeah. No one can hear you over the crowd.
Who's talking the loudest among us nearest that week that probably can easily be heard over the crowd?
There's one figure, a tall, red-furred minotaur,
Okay.
who is also trying to get everyone to settle down. He's like, will you all please shut up?
Yeah, what he said.
After a few minutes, he just finally, I'm not even going to bother making the sound, I'm just going to pull it up here on YouTube.
A bellow. Fart with reverb.
That would surely get some attention.
That noise. I don't know if you caught that.
I can hear
It's the sound of a bull getting really pissed off.
A very angry bull.
I'm certainly quiet after that.
Put my wand away. And it's like, I was going to fire a fireball.
That's actually enough that I told you I can't do it. Is enough to get people to stop talking and everyone turn to him. Alright, look. Yes, we just got attacked by a dragon. Why? Who the fuck knows? Why did it leave? Who the fuck knows? What matters is it attacked, but we survived. So, are we all going to continue to clamor about like a bunch of headless chickens, screaming over each other like a bunch of children, or are we going to try to figure this out? Everyone's silent.
Yeah.
Even the mayor is like, he has a point.
Is there a clearing formed around the Minotaur?
A little bit, yeah. Everyone's giving him about 15 feet of space.
Okay.
Because, he's a 10-foot tall cowman.
Yeah, okay. Jan's gonna look around and say, as an approach, entering that sort of crowd, I don't know precisely what called it off, but I do know something did. It heard something on the wind. Something directed it here.
Did the dragon happen to say anything in Draconic that I would have picked up on?
No. It never talked to it once. You hear someone yell, how the hell do you know, knife ears?
I saw it look in there. I saw it, and I know behavior well enough when when a creature hears something.
Someone would call, yeah, I was like, likely story. Bet you were in league. Bet you're the one who called it.
Why would I call a bloody dragon on while I'm still here? And if I did call the damn thing, why would I risk my own life trying to stop it?
Shut him up. Everyone's just still stunned silent now. Especially after hearing that. Eventually, after a little bit, the mayor says, you, who are you?
You're just there to me?
Mm-hmm.
Jaden. I'm from Angel Spire.
You say you fought that thing?
Yes. I have a bit of gifts from other sources.
I would like to wander and join you. Like a couple of us actually did.
Yes.
I followed him.
I'm going to make a gesture, and about a good above every. I'm gonna make a few gestures, and above my head will be that glowing hand with the coin. That at this moment is just kind of flicking the coin, catching it. I have a bit of magic. I called this thing to keep it occupied.
Honestly, it's a wonder you survived facing down a dragon. Especially one from what I've been told was quite big.
Yes, it's...
By the way, I should point out the mayor is a drow elf.
Oh, fun. The sun, too.
In the sun. He's acclimated to the sun.
Okay. I'm just lucky that my survival is less surprising than his. I'm going to gesture to Jason. He was right in that thing's face with that floating shield he made.
There's a collective gasp of people turn their heads towards you. Some of them back up a little bit, like giving you a wider berth.
High five up. He was. I saw him.
You are now the center of attention. I got that.
It was nothing. It's just did what was right.
A woman yells out, I saw I saw the whole thing.
Is that can? How long has it been? Is that candle still floating there? Has it been an hour?
It's been about maybe a half hour, so it's still there.
I don't know what to do.
Just leave it there for now. I suppose it'll disenchant itself.
It's probably got dragon spit on it. It's probably gross. I'm panicking. Jadon, why'd you do this to me?
Look at that thing that he used over there to get into its mouth.
Someone would have called out for
That's on a completely different street around the block. Nobody can see it.
After a while, Jen's going to say, anyway, if this is a thing attacked, and I presume something directed it here, I highly doubt this will be the first and only attack of its kind.
What do you suggest, Mr. Jadon?
I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know any of you. I only arrived maybe a day or two ago. But a fair assessment would likely call for some sort of an easily secured location that people can reach quickly and safely, and people who are capable and willing to buy time for others who can't fight to make it to the safety. Some form of organization may have helped.
The mayor is quiet for a minute as he thinks.
I understand panic is a beast no one can really deal with, but you can at least mitigate it.
We've never had any reason to. Dragons haven't attacked these parts for several hundred years, so you can understand the complacency.
I understand. No, I completely understand. I'm from a city. The worst I've had to deal with were thugs and pickpockets. I've never had to face something like that.
I mutter under my breath. You would not have survived.
Say it again.
Then you would not have survived Baltimore.
Thugs and pickpockets and the like. That's their life.
Murderers. They're murderers of track.
I think thugs count as.
The mayor says, I'll have to take some time to figure this out, but for now, I guess we have you three to thank. I'm sorry, what were your names again?
I'm Thablo.
Jadon.
Dr. Jason Whitaker at your service.
Thavlo, Jadon, and Jason. Well, I suppose you three should be commended for your bravery. Facing off against a beast like that.
It's like,
You watch as another person, this one a little bit shorter. You figure probably a halfling, maybe a gnome. Wanders on the stage, gets his attention. Mr. Mayor? Mayor leans down, halfling whispers something into his ear. Who would be? I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to. Let me get my words straight. There's something going on the east side of town that I must see to. gets ready to come downstairs and says, "You three, why don't you accompany me?"
Right away, Mr. Mayor.
I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. All right.
It's only been how long?
By the time you get to the other end of town, by the time you get to basically back to where you were, 45 minutes.
Oh God!
It's still there. Still floating.
My first time using the spell, I'm just trying to push it.
It doesn't move. I mean, you could dispel the magic
Yeah.
with dispel magic.
I'm not wasting a spell slot on this. I'm waiting for it to fall. That'll fall in a little bit of time. It's just kind of, I'm not even going to get into it.
As you make your way to the east end, back to the east end of town, back to where you see the southern street still encased in ice. That ice is going to take a very long time to melt, if it ever does. And coming down the street is a very strange entourage. Like, there are some people, in various garbs of red, black, green, white, blue, the chromatic colors.
Oh God!
And leading the way, standing about 7 feet tall, almost gunmetal gray scales and shell, looking like this is probably your first time seeing a turtle, a 6 foot tall alligator snapping turtle, with its face painted to look like a skull. The spikes on its shell are carved in what you recognize as draconic runes.
What is it?
We're getting there. And he's carrying a staff that the top is 2 skulls facing away from each other back to back. Like, this is one skull, this is the other skull, they're kind of facing that way. Saunters up. Presenting champion of the Scaled Tyrant, Paladin, the Queen of the Dragons, Archon the Cruel. Approaching, behind them being the rest of that entourage, which has now kind of like formed like a procession line, sort of. Like, half on this side, half on this side. You see approaching several small humanoid lizard creatures with wings and dragon-like faces. Again, the 5 chromatic colors. Along with a large jet black furred minotaur with giant horns that kind of curve out to the front, and its hair is pulled back into a long ponytail with golden gauntlets, greaves, skirt armor, and carrying 2 giant, wicked-looking scimitars. And walking alongside that is a manticore, body of a lion, scorpion tail with a lot of barbs on it, bat wings, and a human face with 3 rows of teeth on the top and bottom.
Keep my hand where I want. Draw.
And riding atop that is... Have any of you ever encountered a dragonborn?
Depends on the city.
I definitely wouldn't have.
Would I have noticed?
Make a history check.
Okay.
Or rather, just a general intelligence check to remember.
3.
Yeah, no. Maybe you might have seen him in passing, but not enough to pay attention.
Okay.
Okay, well, this figure has a human shape, but again, very lizard-like, with brilliant red scales, horns that seem to start at its brows and go all the way back, with smaller horns kind of ringing its face like spikes. Carrying, actually, Tom, can you hand me Descent into Avernus up there?
Descent into Avernus, which one?
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
Sorry.
That's fine. As long as nothing's broken.
The air ties.
Get the car out of my ass now.
Okay, so this is the turtle. This is the Minotaur,
Oh, Giga Chad.
and this is the Dragonborn that's riding the Manticore.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he had his horns come back, more smaller horns breathe in his face like a ring of spikes, with a tattered green cape, obsidian armor with gold trim. His crest is sort of like an upside-down pentagon with emblazoned in it 5 dragon heads connected at an inner circle. There's a large battle axe, like, slung over his lap as he's riding on the Manticore. And as he gets closer, you see his right hand is the same red scale color as the rest of his body. His left hand is skeletal, necrotic, seems to be haphazardly attached, and appears to be eating away at the rest of his arm.
Not no handshakes.
Probably not with the left hand.
No, I'm just saying I'm a right.
under my breath.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor.
You introduce yourself as a doctor.
Not that kind of doctor. Different doctor.
Different kinds of doctors.
I think we need to pay attention to what's going on around this place. We'll explain that later.
This little procession stops. The Dragonborn hops down from his Manticore, axe in his right hand, kind of like casually slung over his shoulder, and steps forward to meet the mayor. So, how's your day been? How do you think? And who are these 3?
Just like,
Yeah, you see him standing now, and it's like you have to, like... You are a tall bastard.
hello.
Or, no, my favorite now, Markiplier. You're taller. How fucking dare you? I'm going to assume, given that we just saw a white dragon flying past here, that these are the ones who fought it off. Is that correct?
I'm just like nodding.
You, make a history check.
Ooh, 7.
Never mind.
I have a 0 out of 10 intelligence.
Okay, that'll come into play later then.
Could I take a crack at it?
You can. If you, but this was really meant for him, but go ahead.
21. But I've heard anything about what's going on. Maybe I can help.
You would have... Listening, we have to kind of rewind a little bit to when you were still working behind the counter. You would have heard a couple of stories, or even prior to coming to this town, you would have heard some stories about that fire in Angel's Fires. Rumor had it that a Dragonborn might have been involved. A big red one. But you're not entirely... But no one really knows for sure.
I kind of saunter over to Don. Like, pay attention to this guy I'm watching.
He saunters past... Said Dragonborn saunters past the mayor, walks over to you guys. He's trying to put on, like, a presentable air, like, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Axe casually places it head first onto the ground. Steps forward. You must have some skill then to chase off a dragon of that size. Allow me to introduce myself. Archon.
Tableau drop tail. Pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Droptail.
Jordan.
He's going to give you a curious look. Charmed.
Jason Whitaker.
He reaches out with his right hand and goes to like gently put it on your shoulder. No need to be afraid. I'm here on a friendly visit.
Kind of a big entourage to bring for a friendly visit. What's the occasion?
Well, the occasion is spreading goodwill. For you see, no one ordered that dragon to attack, so I came to formally apologize for the dragon's actions in the name of my queen.
Oh, so,
Go ahead.
23.
Sounds like a rehearsed line.
Okay.
Like something he's planned on saying plenty of times, something he probably has said a few times. But at the same time, he's gotten so good at saying it that it's not coming off as forced or fake.
I'd like to bring something up.
Yes?
No one said anything about a dragon attack, nor that anyone summoned a dragon.
No one did. It acted of its own accord. White dragons are, for lack of a better term, the dumbest.
Would I know anything about white dragons whatsoever?
Make a nature check.
What if I was really that guy that was just like, well, actually, a better would be less intelligent.
You know they're probably the least intelligent of the dragons. If they want something, they'll go after it, whether it benefits them or not.
Do I know anything about the general environment?
It's a little weird. It's kind of weird seeing one this far south or this far north, depending. They're usually around in colder environments.
The general will speak up and say, I'm surprised it came all this way. But don't they tend to favor the cold?
They do. Yes. Which is another thing that I'm going to discuss with him once I find him. You wouldn't happen to know where he went, would you?
What direction did he go?
He headed east.
Oh, I saw he headed east.
Yeah, just follow the breath attacks. I'm sure you'll find them.
A lot of things over there are... Huh. That's quite helpful. There is also something that could be helpful, but the mayor will handle that. Mr. Mayor, we've traveled a long way. We could use some refreshments. I don't just mean a stop off at the hole in the wall either. We're going to have to ask you to provide some food and water for the rest of our trip. You see, we're a traveling sort of bunch, as you can probably gather. He's even saying this to you guys. And, well, it's a big continent. But I can't give too much away. Have to keep things a little hush-hush. For now, anyway. Basically, behind the scenes, I'm trying to ensure he doesn't go off on this big monologue about his plan.
And I'm going to try and get him too distracted to remember that by asking him,
Who did you say your queen was?
We serve the Queen of the Dragons, the Scaled Tyrant, Tiamat. Our goal is to free her from her wrongful prison in Avernus.
As he's saying that, John's going to link over to the mayor and whisper, when he apologized for the dragon's actions, that was a very rehearsed line.
He gives a nod of understanding.
I want to go over to this field and shake down.
What?
Like a shakedown.
The mayor gives you both a nod, speaks up. Well, you said that you needed some things for your journey, but I'm sorry, Mr. Archon, but we're in a little bit of disarray right now, and we're not able to provide any of those services. Shame. My manticore is quite hungry, and the manticore growls.
I hide behind his leg. I am not food. I will not be food.
You can't feel my pant leg, just my mage armor. Still, like, just kind of shimmering over my body.
So this is how this is going to work then. You'll give us enough for at least a week. Or Chongo eats. That's the name of the Minotaur. He's indicating, not the Minotaur, damn it! The Manticore. When you have two words that sound very similar, starting with M.
That's fair.
Where is this Manticore looking? As I'm looking at it.
Actually, hold on, I'll roll for the mayor too. That's 1d4. Looking at him.
No.
The Minotaur grabs its reins.
It's like saying in a hush voice, I think we should leave town soon. Just a thought.
The mayor speaks up. So, that's the way it goes then. Blackmail, extortion, terrorism. I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. He's directed to them, not you guys, of course. Archon's quiet for a minute. The Dragonborn. True to your guns. Picks up his axe. What?
I'm just looking at the artwork
Oh.
on this.
Picks up his axe. Walks over to the mayor. Respect. Sticking to your guns. Lowers the axe. Raises the left hand. And you see a spell being cast.
As he's doing that, John's gonna take out their whip and just whip it out, just wrap the hand and kind of pull it away so it disrupts the spell.
Looks over to you and gives you a reptilian smile.
Look him down.
I'm just gonna jump in the middle, like, and hold my hands up. Like, hey, now, we're all pretty thirsty. We've all been out in the sun for a little while.
After a few seconds, they're just going to pull the ends and pull it off.
I'm sure my friend here is parched. I seen some kegs at the light lamp thing. I think we could all use some drinks. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of thirsty.
You hear some... Make a persuasion check with disadvantage for that. Because you were all stuttery.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. 6.
You do hear a couple of murmurs from the people. Oh, he says that I don't know thirsty, but we ain't going nowhere. Meanwhile, the Dragonborn's still looking at you with that reptilian grin and says, I like you.
And I don't like extortion.
Fair enough.
If you didn't hear him, he said to leave.
Then leave we shall. To the next town, then. Huffs up onto his manticore. Just so you're aware, though. The Queen will return one day, and I'll be there to see it. And Entourage turns and leaves.
Can I get a reading on the ruins on the back of that turtle?
Go ahead. Make a religion check.
Yeah. While he's figuring that out, what are the names of the people? What were they?
Hold on.
Religion modified 20.
Those runes are prayers to Tiamat, the Queen of the Chromatic Dragons. Sometimes referred to as the Scale Tyrant.
Not a good
name. Actually, no, that would be a history check, and we'll worry about that later. Okay, so the main ones were Archon, the Dragonborn, with the decaying hand.
Red Dragonborn, decaying hand.
Chongo, the Manticore. I'll give you some spelling here in a second. Krull, spelled K-R-U-L-L. The Tortle. Archon, spelled A-R-K-H-A-N.
Alright.
And the Minotaur, Torogar. T-O-R-O-G-A-R.
T-O-R.
T-O-R-O-G-A-R.
A-R. And that was the Minotaur.
Yep. No one else was named.
Okay, I figured. I just wanted to make sure I got that.
Yeah,
right.
everyone else is just mooks.
Mookie! Mook, come here!
After they walk away, my ears just flop down, and I put a hand on my chest.
At the same time, the mayor, who's been rather stone-faced, as you would expect from a drow, goes, "You, I don't know what he was doing, but you just saved my life."
I don't expect it would have been a good thing.
Turns around me. Leads you guys to the lamp later.
Hey, Matt.
Something about them all rubbed me the wrong
Good job.
way. The extortion was the
Good
worst
job,
of
all
it.
right.
Well, also, when you mentioned Tiamat, that's not a good name.
I'm not overtly religious, so I don't know much. I recall some tales of godly wars.
I can relay what I know about Tiamat.
Which is what?
Given off the modified 20 religion roll, not a good name. And it's like, whoever this Tiamat is, bad news.
Interesting. So, why did you ask me to keep an eye on him?
And the name sounds familiar. Your town that burned, he might have been the one involved.
You don't think town didn't burn, just stop at the place we made our base, as it were.
Well, it was an arson.
That's what I believed.
Well, this guy seemed like a motherfucking arsonist.
A god conclusion.
If he's
was
willing to feed
that
people to his pet manticore.
The official conclusion was that it was an accident with one of the tenements. I never quite believed that when you're poor, you don't let fires burn if you don't have to.
Have drinks have been served already?
Yeah, everyone's got a nice big mug of ale.
I'll just sit my ass like,
The mayor's paying for it, so it's on the house for you guys.
yeah. Cheers. Cheers to surviving a dragon attack. That's my first dragon.
At this time, I kind of like hold it above my head with two hands.
I'll go down.
Clink me! Clink me! That's what he's doing.
That was my first. That was my first dragon. Hopefully, my last.
I dealt with thugs, pickpockets, the odd murderer or rapist. Nothing like that.
Yeah, this is way off your jaywalker. I can guarantee you that.
That person seems so scary.
Behind the scenes, enter the villain.
Archon and that Manticore and that Minotaur. Especially the Minotaur. He was so tall.
Yeah,
He was that big. There was one in town.
Where?
The one that was shouting to get the mayor's attention. Big
And
old Minotaur
everyone
boy.
went quiet down.
The mayor speaks up. Oh, yeah. That was a lame Vesh. He's a good one.
You can tell.
Well, the one with the gold armor was a lot more intimidating.
Again, you can tell.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type to sell chickens and pheasants.
I hate to ruin very good ale with talks of gloom, but I suspect this little act of defiance is going to have repercussions.
Yeah, you might want to come up with a battle plan.
Well, I can't think of one right now, but I have a place, but I know where to evacuate people. To an underground catacomb. Actually, that does bring up the idea, though. He stops to think for a minute. He goes silent. His voice kind of trails off. I wonder how it would feel about it, though. Oh, I'm just thinking out loud.
So you seem like you're on to something.
I have a mild concern with the catacomb. I don't know much about dragons, and I know they are largely flying beasts, but with claws like that, I'm certain there's a few that dig quite well. Will the catacomb be secure?
Sure enough.
Okay.
It's being up here.
Especially when they're flying about.
What do you think, Bunny Man?
About what? Okay.
Going hiding underground.
And they don't rabbits live underground. How safe is it?
I would argue it's really safe. I don't do the hand gesture, but I would say I think it's really safe. I like the underground.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do then. After we've all calmed down and had our drinks, we'll gather up the town, and we're going to head underground. That way, the next time if a dragon attacks or if Mr. Scary Dragonborn decides to show up again, nobody will be around nobody will be around to get hurt. And maybe the Sphinx that lives down there could probably tell us what this is all about.
Sphinx.
There's a Sphinx that lives down there.
Do I know what that is?
Make a history check.
I will too.
You can do it if you
I've
want.
heard the name.
Well, I've heard it was
17.
9.
You have no idea.
17.
Did a history check, you said?
Yeah.
Modified 20.
Okay, you had a 17, so you know that they're cat-like beings. Some have human-like faces, kind of like that manticore, but they're a lot more benevolent, mostly. Some can be very arrogant and rude, and they love riddles. You know much the same thing. You're familiar with the word because of the one in Egypt.
Missing nose and all.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know much like what he knows about them being benevolent for the most part, some being arrogant and rude, loving their riddles. And basically that.
Would I know about the different types?
That probably not. With your modified 20,
Well, I know they can be benevolent, but it would be a roll of the dice more or less to see if it's arrogant or harmonious.
with your modified 20, you know that there are generally two. Androsphinx and Gynosphinx. Androsphinx is the male and Gynosphinx is... Boom. Androsphinx is the male and Gynosphinx is the female.
Are you familiar with this Sphinx? Has it been down here for a while?
Yeah, they've been down there for... It's been down there for quite some time. I want to say for at least the last 150 years. Its name is Salursa.
What's
Mm-hmm.
would it even be accommodating enough to take in the whole town?
Actually, I'd have to talk to her about that.
Talk to her.
My eyes are just darting back from people talking because I have no idea what's going on.
No, trust me, I'm just as lost as you are. I just wanted to find some work to do some fucking research. Get attacked by dragons. Now there's sphinxes. And I grew up like not. I didn't grow up. I was how far from here, not knowing half of this shit.
If I have a thought, if you're going to relocate, have the town be able to evacuate into the catacombs, provided it's accepted, the Sphinx accepts this offer, which I certainly hope it does, you're going to need to give some people time to pack the necessities.
Of course. I wasn't just going to say, we're going, now get moving. Have what they need, what they can carry.
I would suggest that once this is all settled, before you speak to the Sphinx, inform people of the possibility of swift evacuation. That way they can already start preparing what's essential to leave. Bedrolls, some food they can take, water, clothing, and things they can carry and get quickly.
Right.
This enough adventure for you?
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe the bunny says.
But I have one question. What's a sphinx?
You think the magical, but generally more friendly and wise.
Prettier. Not as many jagged teeth.
There's
They
such
built-
thing as a pretty manticore?
No, not a pretty manticore. I'm just picture lion's body, humanoid head. They build statues of it where I came from. They build statues of it. Big ones.
They build statues of sphinxes?
Mm-hmm. Where I come from, yeah.
Where's that?
It's a long story. It's probably not. You're not going to find it on any map. That's all I'm going to say.
All right then.
It's trust me. Your brain will thank you later.
Well, then again, I'm from the Underdark, so I really have no room to talk.
Small worlds, man.
Small world. Never really left Angel Spires. I'm fairly ignorant of some things.
Okay, I'll tell you what, here's what we're going to do. First, actually, wait, give me a moment, please. I'm trying to figure out the order of events that should play out here.
If you don't mind, I'd like to talk with my colleagues while you do that.
You do that. He actually moves to another table to give you guys some privacy.
I don't think that's the worst idea you've had.
Definitely not. I'd say just get down and let them deal with it. We don't need to be here.
I would agree, generally. But my thought is, we've put this town in a spot of trouble they won't be able to handle on their own. If we do skip town, we need to at least have a plan in mind. My thought is trail the people who came in. Stay a bit away, follow their tracks, and figure out what they're doing.
You guys must be pretty powerful to think about taking them on. If you ask me, I think we did this place a service already, saving the mayor's life. But maybe we can stay for just a little bit, help them get evacuated, and then skip town.
Here's the reason I think I'm suggesting this. Bullies don't leave. When you show a sign of force like we did and stand up to them, that just infuriates them. They're going to want to come back and re-establish their dominance. If we skip town and we simply leave it as is, who knows what will happen. If we do skip town, and I do think it's for the best, after a day or two of rest and helping as best we can, we figure out where they're headed and what their plan is.
I'd rather just get paid. As long as it's a good paying job, I'll help them. But if I'm not getting paid, I've got things I got to do. I've got to get home.
They did say their plan was to unimprison a queen of some sort. The Tiamat thing?
Yeah, that sounds like more than we can handle. We're just three schlubs that met in the bar.
It sounds like it's a question of, is it worth dying over? I'm not so sure I'm convinced.
I've got a place to go back to.
I've got places to see.
I've got nothing, I'll be honest. Everyone I know, loved, cared for, either is dead or never cared about me in the first place. My uncle, my only blood relative, damn near worked me as a slave at his inn. The people who took me in, they died in that fire.
Well, thanks for making me feel good.
I'm being honest, that's my life. I have nothing. You guys can do what you will. You can earn your wealth, and you can go off how you will, but I'm honestly searching for something. My thought is, if we are following this cult, this group, I'm going to call them a cult, let's be honest. They're not going to...
There was a shaman amongst them. Let's fucking go.
Yes. There's a possibility all of our goals can be aligned with this one objective. If we trail them, they will likely go many places. You will see many things none of your kind have seen before, I presume. And there will likely be wealth wherever they make camp. If they deal with dragons, they must accumulate some wealth, if only to buy safety.
I guess he's not wrong.
Yeah, that's the bitch of it.
I don't want to force anyone into this decision. I want you to think this over and consider what might happen. He's a bully. They're a bully, as far as I'm concerned. They'll likely come back and make some display of force to reestablish some dominance. This town got lucky with the dragon that something called it or drove it off. But I don't think it was them who drove it off. I suspect they called it off.
Yeah, bullies are bullies. There's always more of them to be found. You guys are the friendliest I've met, so I'll go with you guys wherever you go.
You guys are my best bet. I'd rather not travel alone. I'm into whatever. You talk me out of it. Let's stay and help.
At least for a day or two. That's all I say.
Okay.
A day or two, help them at least have the evacuation planned. So if something happens with a moment's notice, they can evacuate to safety. After that, I say we handle it as best we can. We do what we will. I do think this cult is our ticket to
our problem.
figuring things out.
All right. I'll stand up and start sauntering back.
Before you do that, there's something I feel like I may need to inform you of. Perhaps earlier you noted I said today it's he.
Right.
There's a... They pause and think for a moment. Look at me.
Yeah.
You can't... Unless I tell you, what's your thought of me? What? Do you think I'm male, female?
You're whatever you want to be, man. I'm from a pretty progressive place.
Well,
Whatever you want to be, I don't really give a shit.
that's the thing. What I am, male, female, that can change on a date.
You could be an Apache helicopter for all
A what?
I care. Exactly.
Oh, God.
I love that. The what? And he just looked.
Exactly. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting who I'm talking to.
I get it. No, but
Oh, this is going to be so much fun with references like that, and people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
as far as I've been told, there's some strange magic in my blood that allows me or forces me to be a different gender every day. I have some choice of it. It's a case of I may feel masculine one day or feminine another. I want you to know that now. No matter what, I am Jadon. I'm Jadin. I am dealing with the same thing as you guys. Just there's that ambiguity every day.
Which is me.
I heard somebody call you knife ears once. I don't know if that means anything.
That's a slur.
Yeah, it's like someone calling you cottontail.
I see.
Yeah.
And where do you find Apache helicopters?
In the back of his mind, why'd I say that?
You won't find them here. Just know they're super cool.
Do they come from islands like I do?
No. It's more of a vehicle than it is a person.
So you ride them.
Would I
Yes.
piece anything
No.
from about what he
No.
said?
Absolutely not.
I figured.
Not
No.
even a roll.
Can we get another round of drinks here, please?
Yeah.
The drinks are brought out.
Thank you.
And another matter. They're going to just pull out a point of their hair. I like to stay this way, but this can change also. It's kind of based on seasons.
So it changes automatically. You don't just die.
No, it doesn't change. It changes automatically based on how I'm feeling, on my general needs and desires.
Okay.
At the moment, this is spring, effectively. This is the spring coloration of my hair.
Okay.
If it's an autumn coloration, it's orange and red. Winter, brown like a bad tree branch.
Do all elves change like that?
No. It's a thing of my delineation of elf. We're elaborate, I believe. What my mentor told me.
So you're one of a kind.
No, there's several, but they're
Any nearby?
not that I'm aware of.
What about the what's that place called? Where you come from? Any Angel Spires?
I'm sure there's some there, but I've never dealt with them or met them.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh,
Angel Spires mostly has a population of human, halfling, elf, maybe a few Eladrin walking around, but they're very scarce.
seems like we're all a rare bunch. Would you agree?
A unique group of adventurers.
Yes, I'm out of a storybook.
Oh boy. And we're off to slay the dragon.
Yeah, cliche, I know.
I'm just like jumping on my chair.
We're off to slay a dragon. We're off to slay a dragon.
Don't volunteer, goddammit.
Oh god. Also, context-wise, gender
Someone
fluid character.
throws a balled up napkin at your head. Slay this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rude.
Peek behind the scenes, gender fluid character.
That's fair. I'm cool with that. She, it, they.
I
Yes,
wouldn't
no.
even think about it too much.
You are you. Yep. That's all you'll ever be.
I'm just pointing that out so you guys know that up front.
Gotcha.
Today it's he.
Gotcha. Alright, so what do we tell the mayor? Say we stay a couple of days, 2 days max. And then we either start getting paid or move on. I don't think a farming town has a lot of money to offer.
No. We help out. Maybe strike a deal with the Sphinx. But after that, I do think we should move on and follow the trail the cult is inevitably going to leave.
Alright, I'm down. You down? He's
Okay.
down.
They're going to think for a moment. The group I used to run with, whenever we all agreed on a deal, we tried to make it binding as best we can without any real power to it.
Like pinky swearing?
Kind of. They're going to pull out their hand and spit on it, hold it out to shake.
Oh, it's that.
That I'm familiar with. No, I didn't actually spit on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the other hand anyway.
A handshake.
But you spit in your hand.
Yes.
It's like it's a bonding thing.
Without the spit, maybe?
Give me your hand.
Huh?
You do it or I do it. You do it. I've been drinking. You do it or I do it.
I'll do it.
You do it or I do
Just
it.
licking the hand.
There we go.
Oh.
Now we're in. We're in.
We have made it.
I'm gonna take that ball up napkin and give it to you. There you go.
Sorry. Things I've learned and had.
Welcome to the club, Plavlo.
Where I'm from, we just touch feet. That's it.
Play footsies?
What?
I call that foot.
I am going to pull back the chair, take off my boots, and just put my foot on the table. You want to do it?
It's like a high five, but with feet.
I take off and put up
My rabbit leg goes.
Now you guys are getting the weirdest fucking
I take
look.
off my sneaker and put it on the table.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I just high five your foot. You gotta reach high my sneaker.
Yep. Anyway, now that that's done.
Alright, we're in. We're a team.
You have a unique looking boot.
It's called a sneaker, but
A what?
sneaker.
To help you sneak around?
I guess so. They're quiet. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Man's like 3 tables away from you guys.
what were they doing?
He's not even paying attention to you. He's actually pulled out a little pen and started scribbling ideas onto a napkin.
So, what can we do to help?
Well, we can't convince the people to get into the catacombs, so we can evacuate out of town. Have to make sure that they only carry the bare essentials.
What's in the catacombs?
The catacombs, they say, are leftovers of an ancient civilization. So you're going to see a lot of ancient old buildings, a couple of temples, the Sphinx lives down there, obviously. Basically, it's just an underground city.
Not dangerous?
Nope, not dangerous.
Why would a Sphinx be in reside in catacombs? My question.
Would
He likes his privacy.
would I know why they would be down there in the first place?
Not
Why-
really, no.
No, I wouldn't know.
Outside of the marriage, I'm saying he likes his privacy. He does allow visitors, but only when he wants and for a certain amount of time.
Well, we're yours at least until the overmorrow.
The what?
The day after tomorrow.
Oh,
2 days.
I've never heard that term before.
Fancy phrase from where I come from.
You're going to learn a lot of new things with us.
My question to you, boys. What's your plan?
We'll stick around for a couple days, help how we can. Then, I think our tentative plan at the moment is, once we're done, try to track down those cultists, see what their plan is, where they're going.
Fair enough.
That is subject to change. I'm not going to make plans for everyone here.
We'll figure it out along the way. And I put my hands on my hips.
You're positive. I like
Not to force
you.
your
You see me
hands,
rubbing my tired eyes.
but there may be a way to figure out what they're up to.
Go on.
We'd have to talk to the Sphinx, though. Sphinxes know a lot more than the average person. That's
How
assumed
much more?
way more than I'll ever know in my lifetime. Of course, it's assuming you talk to riddles.
What do you know about time?
There are stories that some Sphinxes are even able to slow down, reverse time, speed time up, age people, de-age people,
Now
all by just speaking or roaring. They're magical creatures.
Now I'm intrigued. I was about to ask for payment, but this might be payment enough for me.
Oh, I'll still pay you for your services. In fact, we'll do that before we head down.
I'm excited to meet this person.
I don't think it's a person, but
A person's a person, no matter what they look like.
The name is Sphinx,
you
isn't
know,
it?
no, it's his name. You spoke to me.
Solursa.
It's a worse.
Ah, that's right.
Which reminds me, why don't you take another break, because I have to print something out.
Okay, I'll take a moment to smoke.
And use the bathroom while we're at it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Let's do the next.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I often wonder why we fight. With all the evil forces that plague this land, the odds feel insurmountable. Our enemies are savage, cruel, and relentless. But even in knowing all this, we must still fight on. Not for victory. Not for kings. Not not even for glory, but for each other.
Alright, break's over. We used the bathroom, we got snacks. And we're now leaving the lamplighter for the second time today.
This time they're in a crisis.
Right, it's about maybe 3:30 in the afternoon at this point. Where the dragon hid is still in the process of maybe trying to get cleaned up. It's a little hard to do because it was magical dragon ice.
Yeah. The shield is finally dropped.
The shield is finally on the ground. So you don't have to, it's no longer looking like a weird video game glitch.
Taking a note. Lasts 1 hour. If it lasts for more than 4, call done.
I'm imagining you somehow find a way to power up an iPad and you're taking notes on a Google Doc.
Yeah, just use shocking graphs to charge the battery.
I mean, it will probably work.
Probably. Yeah, I know there's an anime I watched where one of the characters is a mage who's got a laptop and uses lightning magic to charge the damn thing.
Hey, if it works, it works.
You better not let me get hold of that iPod. I'll bite on it if I can't use it and break it.
So, first stop is actually going to be the mayor's office, where he's going to come out with, for services to the town, he's going to grant you each 250 gold.
Sweet.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've never seen this much gold in my life.
Services to the town.
I've not seen this much gold acquired legitimately before.
We should start doing this more often.
I'm just sitting there. It's a start. It's a start.
For such unique deals, you need more than this.
After a bit, he leads you to a small patch outside of town on the southwestern side and opens up one of those fake brass cellar doors. I know what it looks like, but this is the way to go.
You're in your office?
No, you're outside.
Oh, we're outside.
Yeah. It just looks like you're going down to someone's dungeon.
Well, it looks like a vacation home to me.
But
Not the weirdest entrance I've seen.
But you can see some faint blue light coming from down there. You have to go down about... The stairwell is lined with these torches, but they're not burning with fire. There's some kind of a mineral in there that's giving off a blue light.
Can I look at it a little closer?
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I looking at here?
You have no idea. You've never seen a mineral like this.
Does the torch come off the wall?
It does. It comes out of it's gone from the wall.
Is it hot?
It's not hot. It seems to be a naturally emitting.
I'd like to take one and smell one.
Well, smells like a rock.
What are these? Start biting.
Don't eat it, please. Orichalcum is not safe to eat.
What's that?
It's a mineral from the ancient world. It's mined underground mostly. It's used for lights, as you can see here in this instance. Stories say that the ancient civilizations used it to power their cities, and this part I don't know if it's true or not. They're flying vehicles.
That's not out of the realm of possibility, I would assume.
Well, I haven't seen one, so...
No, you're...
That's super cool.
Again, it's just a story. It's just a fairy tale.
You think that's cool? Remember the helicopter thing I was talking about?
Oh, yes, the flying vehicles.
Mm-hmm. So he leads you down the stairs. It's about 700 steps down.
Jeez.
Into what eventually opens up into basically a giant underground town square. All the buildings are made out of brick and rock. The engineering is, like, superb. This place is clearly over 1,000 years old, possibly even older, and it's still holding up despite, having X amount of tons of dirt and rock on top of it.
I'm just looking around, amazed. I'm just like, this is.
And it's still lit by those glowing rocks.
Impressive. This is bigger than any burrow I've ever seen.
It's been like this since my grandfather was a lad. That was a long time ago. Well, for you.
Does anyone live down here besides the Sphinx?
The occasional homeless person comes down here to get a living, but they usually end up on the surface anyway. Solursa is this way.
Either way.
Leads you down a few streets, eventually coming to what looks like an old temple. But this one has actually fallen into disarray, so you can't quite make out who or what it might have been to. But laying down sleeping atop an altar is, let me look at about the size of maybe a small elephant. And by that I don't mean a baby, I mean like almost an adult. A cat with sort of sandy brown fur, wings folded against his body, a headdress adorned with rubies and sapphires and pearls, and a long whip-like lion tail, and the face of a woman. As you approach, it sits up, stretches, and yawns like a cat does. Visitors.
I'm guessing this is the Sphinx.
I like it. I'd like to use prestidigitation to clean myself up a little bit.
You clean yourself up, make yourself look a little more
A little
presentable.
more. Slick the hair back. I pull out the wand. Anybody? Prestidigitation, clean yourself up.
Ooh, that feels nice.
Yeah, doesn't it? Instant shower.
Better than rolling around in grass.
Merritt speaks up. Sorry to disturb you, Solursa, but these men need answers as to an event that took place earlier today and why. After they seek my knowledge. Turns to you, is that correct?
Information you may provide would be much appreciated. The town above was attacked by a dragon, and shortly after, people worshipping Tiamat came into town.
Make an insight check. You guys can if you want as well. Make an insight check.
9. Can't read a cat. 18.
15.
Okay. You notice it more than he does. You notice a little bit. It's a cat. You can't read a fucking cat.
No.
But you notice at the mention of the word Tiamat, its eyes kind of go, and it yawns again. That's a name I've not heard in some time.
You're familiar with it.
I am. You want to know what exactly? Why they seek her?
You really assume it's some kind of religious figure.
They mentioned releasing her. I don't know what they mean. I know that I scarcely know the name. I only know it in the context of ancient wars between gods.
They seem very enthusiastic about it.
Well, I could tell you what I know, but a Sphinx's knowledge does not come free. What was that?
Just me pretending to eat lettuce.
You ate it all.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being
Yeah, you took an apple. Okay.
You want I am the information I hold. You must solve my riddles, then.
What sort of riddles, I may ask?
There's only 4 simple trivia questions, nothing more. That rhyme was unintentional.
Just like I see what you did there. I like that. I like this one.
So, who will step up first? Of you 3. The mayor steps back. He's like, "This is you guys. You guys want. This is for you guys. I'm stepping back."
I'm not the most knowledgeable.
If it's anything like good line, bad line. Alright. What you got for me?
Let me see something here real quick. It speaks up. Jason Whittaker, man out of time.
You know me.
I do. I'm a sphinx. I know much.
You know where I came from.
I'm not entirely familiar, but I do know the name. Baltimore, was it?
Yes.
Then you're a riddle, Mr. Whittaker. At night, they come without being fetched. By day, they are lost without being stolen. What are they?
Repeat me again.
At night, they come without being fetched. By day, they are lost without being stolen.
I think I know, but it's not mine.
I think I know, but can I roll something to get it in?
Basic intelligence.
Daddy needs a big brain. Hey, 21.
You know that it involves night turning to day. What comes at night but leaves during the day? There are two different answers, but only one of them is correct.
I speak up. The stars.
You have answered correctly.
I take a bow. It was a good riddle.
Next.
Jadon will step forward.
Jadon, Eladrin of the Spring, of Angel Spires. It does pain me to know what happened to your friends out there. That this Dragonborn caused.
She's gonna, Jadon's going to, eyes are gonna widen and say, so, he's gonna look back at Jason and say,
They give you a look of, I knew it, I called
that's
it.
what you meant.
I'm just like, can you hold this for a minute? I called it.
Jadon's gonna look back at the Sphinx, give it a bow and say, thank you for the knowledge. That is, I was not aware of that fact.
Just be aware that if you should encounter him, do not let your emotions cloud your judgment. As most great warriors have. Your riddle, Jadon. I live for laughter. I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing. What am I?
I live for laughter, I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing. I live for laughter, I live.
Can I roll intelligence for this one?
This is his, so he has to, if he wants.
Please, I have no, I'm trying to think.
I'm not going to give you the answer. I will give you a hint.
I know. 11.
Something to do with entertainment.
Yeah. I live for laughter, I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing.
I'll give you another hint.
Yeah, because I'm blanking.
Again.
First one I could understand. 8.
No. Okay. If any of you guys want to mentally think of an answer, you can roll an intelligence check. but don't say it out loud.
19. 21.
You both know it involves a circus. I am legitimately stumping you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not good with riddles.
You stumped me too.
The only thing that comes to mind are clowns or jesters.
You have answered correctly.
Okay. They'll bow and step back.
I
Give you a high
legitimately stumped you.
Huh? Yeah, high five.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that one would stump you that much.
It's one I've not heard before, and I haven't, and I'm like, I can't really piece it together. The star one I got it quickly.
Turns to you.
I suppose I'm next. Can I step up?
Favreau Droptail of the Eastern Island. First time to the mainland. A rabbit out of place. Yet, taking it all in stride. Your riddle. Face like a tree, skin like the sea. A great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me. What am I?
Do I have to make the check?
You can if you want. If you don't know the answer, you can make a check and I'll give you a
No,
hint.
I think I'm exactly on the answer.
Okay, go ahead if you know the answer.
Did it ask what it was?
At the end it said, okay, I'll give you again, exactly as it said. Face like a tree, skin like the sea, a great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me. What am I?
Skin like the sea.
You are an elephant.
You have answered correctly.
I just hold my hands up like, ah!
One
I
more.
jump up and
And this is for all three of you. Any of you can answer this if you know the answer. I tolerate the... Let me start over. We rewind. I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run. What am I?
I tolerate the moon and stars.
I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run.
I'd like to... I think I have...
Go ahead and make
an
a check.
15.
You light a torch to help you see in what?
Chad's gonna step forward. Darkness.
You have answered correctly. Good job, all of you. Now I will tell you what I know of these people. Of this Archon the Cruel and his entourage. But to tell you what I know, we must go back 5,000 years. It was when the dragon goddess Tiamat became the first god to turn against the others. This occurred during the millennia-long war between the gods and the aboleths. The other gods, even those that would eventually turn to evil, such as the Lord of the Nine and the Spider Queen of the Drow, no offense, Mr. Mayor, none taken,
You a bitch.
were shocked by this betrayal, none more than Tiamat's brother Bahamut. By the way, just so you know, because I know that some diehard D&D fans are going to be like, that's not it. I have to change the lore a little bit to fit with the story of the campaign, so bear with me.
It's always easier to think I'm the sibling.
Yeah, well, also, what's going to come later.
Yeah.
Bahamut tried to reason with his sister, but she could not be swayed from her dark path, a path she followed that would result in the subjugation of the other gods, the aboriginal races, the people of Alcatel, gestures to the city you guys are in, from the ancient civilization that was mentioned, and the sundering of the world. And so a great battle between the two dragon gods began. The battle was great and lasted for 1,000 years. It seemed as though Tiamat would win. But then the battle lulled. During that time, Bahamut, knowing he couldn't exactly kill his sister, as the gods had been forbidden from killing each other, started looking for a way to seal her away. Eventually making a deal with the fallen angels in the first layer of hell to imprison her there. The cost was great, though, as the devils required a portion of Bahamut's soul's payment. But you can't imprison a god's soul, and Bahamut knew this. He tricked the trickers. So, when the time for their final battle came, Bahamut used his life force to break open a gateway to Avernus and seal Tiamat away. Unable to maintain a physical form, his body burst. His soul separated into 10 pieces that scattered across the world. What Archon and his entourage want to reopen that gateway and free Tiamat, believing her to be wrongfully imprisoned. To do that, they will need a massive hoard of gold and jewelry, as well as blood sacrifice. The attack on the dragon attack today was indeed orchestrated by Archon to slaughter as many as it could. But he called it away. Realizing that as a white dragon, it would attack indiscriminately, not even be bothered with what it had been tasked with. That is why the dragon attack came and went as suddenly as it did. Anything he may have told you about it not being his fault, very carefully worded lies from the champion of the Scaled Tyrant. Any questions?
Well, I have a personal one.
Yes.
You know where I come from, generally speaking.
I know the name, but not the place.
Is there a way for me to get that?
That is beyond my power.
I appreciate the offer anyway. The people seek refuge here in the catacombs. The people above the surface. The mayor was about to get to this part of the room. I'm wondering if you could host them.
I have no supplies for them. I hunt as I see fit. Small underground creatures, the occasional underdark beast that wanders up this far. They would have to bring what supplies they have. But I suppose I could accommodate them for a while.
Ooh. Have you ever eaten a helicopter? Apache helicopter?
Those are machines. You don't eat those.
Sorry to hear that. And again, you are all night. Generally speaking, all night.
To an extent.
Correct.
One more question. How many of my kind are on the mainland?
Including you?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 100.
I hope I find them.
You, Mr. Jedon, have been awfully quiet. Have you no questions?
None that would be pertinent to the situation. My thoughts are with what you told me, that this Archon the Cruel burned down what was my home and, in effect, killed all I cared about.
Yes. Again, I express my condolences. That was him attempting to gather a blood sacrifice for his queen.
But thank you for being willing to accept the town in the event of an emergency. If we were to follow the cult, what would be the best way to do so? Follow it to understand their purpose and defeat them.
Their purpose. would be to bring Tiamat back into this physical plane. I have already told you how. They will need an exorbitant amount of wealth and sacrifices. I apologize if I'm repeating myself.
There's only so much you can provide, but my thought is there anything you may inform us of that may give us a direction or means we may be able to better stop them? I understand we must prevent them from accumulating such a large hoard of blood and gold to summon her, but any direction may help us in putting an end to them.
I'm trying to think of a way to do this without railroading you guys.
I know.
Because that's the last thing I want.
Just at least a case of, like, here's a rough idea of what you could do.
Don't worry, I'm just waiting for the rooming master so I can poker.
You'd have to go on Reddit for that one. Well, they would no doubt hit many of the major cities on the continent. And I fear they've already accumulated much of what they need. They just need a bit more. Can't say how long it will take, but there is a way to stop them without necessarily following them, though it will be at great risk.
Well,
if you are willing.
Are we strong enough?
That will be up for you to decide.
Sounds to me like if we follow them, part of our job will be to strengthen ourselves, both physically and martially, materially.
maybe we should consider disrupting them and then fleeing until we can be strong enough to take them head on.
I like that idea. That idea is really good. I like that.
Best.
I can name 10 places where you can go to strengthen yourselves, while also gathering up the need to, should it come to it, keep Tiamat sealed.
Start. Somebody better be writing this down. Should I?
Have you seen me typing away?
I don't know, man. I'm just making sure.
John.
If you're writing them down, better for us.
Seek out the Shards of Bahamut. They will not only empower you, but, once brought together, the site where the gate will open, revive the Platinum Dragon, the king of the good dragons, if you will. There are 10 locations, one for each shard. Let me find my little map.
She said the place of sacrifice, right?
What?
The place of the sacrifice?
Once they're all gathered,
Yeah.
Oh, screw it, Marcus. Can I see your map?
Mm-hmm.
Or the map that's over there? Thanks. This will take me a minute.
So much easier to use this than hold on my head.
Okay. So, here's the place that the Sphinx says. And hopefully you guys will be able to see my little pencil mark, but I also labeled them on there too, 1 through 10.
Okay.
First, northeast of here, to the town of Pokreon. It's a ghost town, has been for the last 35 years, ever since the mass undead outbreak.
I remember.
The city is still cordoned off, no longer by the King's Men, but by the GED Guild.
I remember.
You'll have to ask permission to enter by the field commander. Hopefully he agrees. That's going to be in Valara, which is just northeast of where you guys are. You're in Inverness. It'll be marked the circle number 1.
Yep, I actually just trying to find 3.
Alright, Okay, 3 is going to be down in the southern country, like below a mountain range.
Yeah, I see.
Alright, number 2. The northernmost island of the Naran archipelago, just off of the western coast of the desert country Thedos. Meet with the Pitakini people and their elder Vakama. Number 3. A small village in the southernmost country, Patagon, at the base of Bald Mountain. With luck, when you get there, it won't be time for the mountain to awake. Another one, the Undersea Kingdom off the eastern coast. How you'll get down there will be up to you.
Undersea Kingdom.
Yep.
Off
That's number
the
4.
Eastern coast.
Yeah. Number 5. The Hardwater Islands, the northernmost point of the world. Be wary. It's cold. Number 6. Just outside of Thedos' capital city of Medina lies the tomb of the Nameless King. You'll find that shard in the tomb. Number 7. Deep within the jungles of Nippon lies a monster with a taste for human flesh named Ahuizotl.
How's that spelled?
Ahuizotl.
A-H-U-I-U-I-Z-O-T-L.
Number 8. There is an unexplored island in the southwest of the ocean. You'll find it located within a dungeon, if you'll call it that. Keep your wits about you. It's a dangerous place. Trying to word these so I don't give you guys exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Number 9. Just north of the Hailfire Peaks of Mansilva lies another ancient Alcatel fortress. Bring fire. The Wendigos hate it. You remember that one, Marcus.
Oh, I do.
That's what killed Wen.
Yeah.
And lastly, number 10, the other side of the world. Barring an expedition almost 600 years ago, you 3 will be the first to go there. Keep your wits about you. Pray that your minds do not break.
This is a setup to some like grand, overarching, top tier nonsense.
Kind
I
of.
love it.
So just to make sure.
Yeah, so that way it's, this way I did it so that way, it's not going to be, like I said, exactly like Tyranny of Dragons, so you're not following the cult 100%. You're doing your own thing, but it's also to stop them.
Yeah. One of my problems with it was literally just like, oh yeah, a good section of the first book is just follow. Follow.
Yeah,
find where
that's
they're
why I
taking
didn't want to.
things.
That's why I didn't want to go that route.
Yeah, even the second part of the
Quick
book.
behind the scenes, one of my other ideas was going to be the campaign where you couldn't trust anyone, not even your own party members. But I was afraid that would incite a lot of PvP, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. So, Pulchron, the northernmost island of the Naran Archipelago.
Yep.
Find Bakani people and Elder Bakama.
Yep.
A village at the base of Bald Mountain.
Yep.
The Undersea Kingdom on the eastern coast.
Yep.
Somewhere in the Hardwater Island of the Hardwater Islands.
Yep.
Tomb of the Nameless King outside Medina.
Yep.
In Nippon, in its deep jungle, find this monster, Aoizotl.
Yep.
Okay. The unexplored Southwest Island, north of the Hailfire Peaks, and the other side of the world.
Yep.
Okay, good.
I would like to ask you, Sphinx. Is this the path that the cult's taking?
You may encounter them, but this is not the path they are going to take. The path they are going to take. It's odd. You cannot read the path they will take.
Could be shrouded by Tiamat in some way.
No. It's his hand. It is not his hand.
I see. And
At least not originally.
We know.
Oh, but if only you knew where it came from.
And once we find these shards, where are we to go? Where is this place of sacrifice?
Closes its eyes and tries to think. Lets out one of those tiger-like chuffs. I need this. I see an island, part of Patagon, between the towns of Thrice and Minos. A temple to Tiamat, destroyed and rebuilt as a temple to Bahamut. So basically, right here.
Okay, okay. Okay.
If you want a copy. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I've marked them down.
Sphinx takes another breath. Any more questions?
Is there anything within the catacombs that we could learn or use magic-wise? There is orichalcum down there. So this used to be an advanced civilization.
Long ago, but was destroyed in the crossfire between the gods and the aboleths.
Anything would help.
That's what I'm looking for. Give me a moment.
Okay. I'll turn to Thabro. How's this for adventure?
Now this is cool.
We had an actual quest. It's come out of the video game.
What? Is this another one of those machines that you're talking about?
Yeah, kind of.
This will be something that more than likely gods will sing about. someday.
No, that's something I haven't got a chance to do yet. Was sit down and listen to a classic work. It's on my bucket
The
list.
Sphinx turns to you after a moment of thinking. I have had no use for it, but in that building over there, you'll find an ancient weapon. It may still be useful. It may still be able to be used.
We'll be more than happy to take a look at it on the way up.
All right. Well, that'll be nothing no more.
Just one last question is all I have. I'm sorry. I am sorry for the intrusion.
No apology needed. No intrusion at all.
Will we have allies on this quest?
You will.
Will it just be the three of us, or will others come to help once they know?
There will be others. You will not be alone. Some may even ask for your assistance along the way with other certain things that may crop up. What they are, I can't say. I cannot look into the future, I'm afraid. But yes, there will be others who oppose Archon and his entourage. And I do believe that you will inevitably gain several allies.
Thank you.
So that'll be all. Mr. Mayor, if you would kindly let your town know that I will welcome any and all who wish to come, just as long as they bring their own provisions.
I could just see a long-ass waiting line all the way to the beginning of the town, just tunnel asking the Sphinx questions.
Yeah.
Like, why does it burn when I pee?
You'll need to get that looked at.
I really, not me.
The mayor nods and says, alright,
When's it gonna rain?
let's be off now.
Great Sphinx? Why does she leave?
Because you're a selfish lover.
Oh, damn it.
Mayor's like, alright, let's be off.
Well, here's a written explanation. Foreplay. Have you heard of it? Lick the clitoris.
Oh, God. Alright, I would like to check out that building with the ancient weapons.
Yes.
You go in, you dig around. Not entirely sure what you're looking for, but you do eventually make an investigation check.
I'll just cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
I'm casting Detect Magic on this bitch. I want to find it.
You two can make an investigation check if you want.
Investigation?
Sure.
You have no idea.
I'm thinking about the
19.
campfire songs that'll be sang about me.
C-A-M-P-F-I-R-E-S-O-N-G song.
I can see it now. Fablo the Great. Ah, yes.
Alright, you got a 19, so we'll say that digging around, you eventually find
Fablo. Fablo.
Yeah, see, it has a ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? We could write this. If this doesn't work out, we can be writers.
I'm just like stomping my feet, jumping up and down.
Fablo.
you find it looks like a mace. But its head is kind of separated into 4 different sections. And pick it up, you can feel like tingle of magic on your fingers. You have a mace, it's a mace of smiting.
Okay. This is a mace with, this mace has magic.
No attunement needed for this one. No one else is getting an Orichalcos blade. So,
I can't wait.
you can mark on there, +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. +3 when used against a construct.
+3 when against construct.
When you roll a 20 on an attack, it deals an extra 7 or 14 to a construct.
Nat 20.
Yeah. I would imagine, yeah.
20, that's what?
Extra 7 damage or 14 to a construct. If it has 25 hit points or fewer after taking that damage, it's immediately destroyed.
Wouldn't it be funny if the DM said you find a skeleton spine with a skull on it?
No, we're not doing that again.
The wand of Orcas.
And And you said you were casting Detect Magic?
I am casting Detect Magic.
Alright, so you detect that. You detect another mace. Wizards use maces?
No. I'm proficient in daggers, slings, light crossbows, things of that sort.
Check something.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and make an investigation check anyway?
Take a look around.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff.
Because that's about the only magical thing in here outside of another mace.
Would you believe that number is 24.
Looking around, you find something that looks familiar. It looks like a military rifle. You pick it up. It kind of resembles like some... Basically, it's a Star Wars laser rifle. You have a laser rifle.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
What in the fuck?
Oh my god!
If you want to test it out, you can.
You guys see what this is?
What is it?
It's an E-42!
What?
Fire!
And it blows up a rock.
Oh,
It blows a hole through the wall.
Oh my god, this is standard issue!
Lucky you.
So you
I
can
have
mark
a mace
down.
rifle.
So you can mark down. We'll just say laser rifle. Ancient laser rifle.
Lucky you. I have a mace I will likely never use.
Does 3d8 radiant damage.
Get red.
30 shots. Well,
Sorry.
29 now. And its range is 100 short, 300 long.
Alright, what is it used for attack bonus? Dex or strength?
I'm looking here. We'll just say Dex, so that way you can name it.
Okay.
Kind of like same as like a hand crossbow.
I am not proficient in these sort of weapons, so I'm not at my proficiency. So I will use this carefully.
Okay. Worst case scenario, you can use it as a club.
That's true. Can I see where the ammo is being put in and what I could do with it?
There's like a little, like in the side, one of those where the magazine inside. And looking around, you find two more.
Two more clips.
That appear to be full. Almost like whatever happened, just this guy just dropped it and ran off. A little hard to tell. It's over 1,000 years old.
Freaking believable. What is it doing here?
That's a frightening object we have. At this point, do we know you're from the future?
Or at the very least, another dimension.
Yeah. You gotta assume something. If I know how to use this.
FYI, the year this campaign is taking place, the calendar is called PAR, which is short for Post-Aboleth Rule. The year is 1638.
Okay.
So, yeah, 35 years after the last one, which ended in 1593. That tracks.
So I don't know what to tell you guys. I assume I'm from the future.
I mean, as far as Fablo is concerned, you are from a very different place. At the very least, from the same world.
This is amazing. They have these. They have these in my place, where I came from. They have these.
where do you come from? That's a light beam of things.
Yeah.
Blows up. That's horrible.
It's hard to explain. It really is. It's not on any map. It might be from a different time. All right, let's move on.
Across the world, like the Sphinx said.
No, maybe I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
We'll worry about that when we get there.
Yeah.
So, the mayor leads you guys back outside. It's now pushing about 5:30 at this point. Things have settled down a little bit more, but people are still wary. And why don't you guys go ahead and bump yourselves up to 4th level, as we call it, and end here.
Woo!
Now, at this point, I'm going to say those 10 MacGuffins, you can tackle them whatever order you want.
I'm very excited to see them.
Yeah.
So, you don't have to go 1 through 10. You can start 10 last.
You know what? I'm really excited for the journey of going to see them.
I got an ASI.
It's not the MacGuffins, but the friends we make along the way.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So I up my career. I'm actually going to put a 2 in my intelligence. Because I need the extra knowledge.
We'll have to tell Terry next week, or one of you guys can tell him to bump himself up to level 4.
No, you can stay at level 3. Fucking
Aww.
That would be so fun.
I'm going to need to find someone to buy this mace from me.
I'm sure you can find someone who will buy it for a couple thousand gold.
Yeah, because my weapons are a whip and short sword.
The merchant from Resident Evil 4 shows up. Something that might interest you. That's my favorite bit from Resident Evil 8. What are you buying? Sorry, it's just something an old friend of mine used to say.
Alright, so now I get one more spell.
I'm going to keep mine, yo.
Hey Marcus, someone else has keen mind now.
It only makes sense is that you have a mind that can track time, direction, and detail with uncanny precision.
Up to a month.
Up to a month, yeah. But the main thing is like time. I know the numbers of hours left before the next sunrise or sunset. Ergo, I can track time. I'm a time tracker.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, we're all traveling into the future 1 second at a time.
Yo, that's gonna be the first thing I do. Is like, you guys want? Like, I might be a time traveler. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Just travel 3 seconds into the future.
Read, augury, blindness, deafness, home motion, continual flame, enhanced stability, find traps, gentle repose. I'm trying to figure out which spell I want.
I would jump on you. I would kangaroo kick you into oblivion.
I'm going to take lesser restoration.
I would like to look at
Funny thing is, I can see you, Marcus, I can see your character just hopping on someone's back and hitching a ride like Yoda. Like, I'm tired of hopping. Carry me.
Strong with the force.
I mean, I am small.
Small boy.
Alright, so we're going to pick up there next week, hopefully with a Terry, who's going to be probably very jealous. We'll work him in somehow.
I found a pew pew.
He found a pew pew.
I found a pew pew.